Silky beat.
Go out and have a drink tonight? You know what? I think I might. I am a Cancer. It's true. The birthday is actually tomorrow, guys. July 4th. But we normally stream on Wednesdays, and we got some stuff to do tomorrow, so I figured today would be the day. How's everybody doing today? Thank you all for showing up and hanging out. And for the birthday wishes. The early birthday. How's everybody's week going? Yes, Health Coach K. I literally thought of you knowing that I would be streaming later today. And I was like, oh, Kate will be awake. What time is it there? Probably still like 4 a.m. Oh no, you're in Canada right now. So you're good. The Vegan Assassin. It's been a while since somebody called me that. Thank you, Surprise. You have not forgotten. You're ahead of me now, Kate. 2 p.m. 11:23 here. You're in Toronto, right? Well, thank you all for joining early. Who knows what we're going to do today? Probably going to go for a few hours. Just take questions, hang out, let you guys know kind of what's going on with guests, and fill you in on just regular life stuff. Somebody wrote to me on my community tab. Well, people first told me that they wanted me to start using the community tab more, so I said, okay, sounds good, because I wanted to go to Twitter anyways, but community tab makes a lot more sense with the YouTube. Should have done the ocean background. We did that actually on Sunday. Did you see that on Alyse's channel? We did a live stream from the beach. T. Chubby, the confirmed kills are in the dozens right now. It's a slow degradation. You see, I talk to them, I have a conversation with them, and then they start second guessing. I have the Earthling Ed. I'm the Earthling Ed of ex-veganism, anti-veganism. I poison their minds. Yeah, the background was insane that day. We got super lucky with that stream, but things started to drop out. Vegan deterioration's here. What's going on? Thank you. Oh, yours is today? Your birthday's today? Dude, I know so many people. July 2nd, 3rd. My brother's daughter was born on the 1st just 2 days ago. So now there's another July 1st baby. And my birthday is actually tomorrow, so I'm on the 4th, July 4th. Insulting myself, comparing myself to Earthling Ed. Oh, man. Thank you, Marielle. I'm trying something new today also. I have the instant chat on right now. So when you guys type, I should literally be reading it like instantly. So that's kind of cool. June 28th. Cool. Nah, not taking the week off. We still got to stream twice a week. We're securing some sponsors right now, guys. So I'm going to be making a promise to these sponsors and the affiliates that I'll be streaming 6 hours a week minimum. And they're going to get their brands shown on my channel. Like a real radio talk show. That's my goal here. I'm going to be picking up sponsors. I'm going to be displaying their brands on my channel hopefully brands that I align with and I like. But I'll take if some vegan brand wants to pop on here, go for it. I'll take them. So we've gotten a couple people that are interested, and I will be probably securing the deal within the next week or so. Got to just reach out to a bunch of brands. I got a lot of good feedback on my community post asking like what sponsors I should go for, and people had some good ideas. And I've reached out to a lot of those brands, so it's pretty cool. Exciting times. So hopefully, in the next couple streams, you guys will see those black bars on the side here, right there. Those will be filled with brand names eventually. Super devoted and loving cancers. Cancers are supposedly sensitive. Allegedly, they can really hurt you badly. And I've always said this, I can really hurt people with my words. It's something that I've known since I was a young kid. So the vegan assassin name is not a joke. I forgive. I really do. I don't know if the cancer comes first or if the ENFP comes first, but they got to be related somehow. Because the ENFP is intuitive and feeling type. It means they're sensitive, basically. So, long story short, I do feel that way. Not sensitive in the way that, like, you are weak, but sensitive in the way that you're finely tuned. You can really feel into a situation. And, yeah, it's like an instrument is sensitive. Some instruments are very sensitive to frequencies or whatever it may be. So that's kind of my theory on it. When I went to Hawaii, it felt really good to be there because honestly, the energy of the area, whatever you want to call it, really felt calm and peaceful. It was a lot less like static in the air. I don't think I'm psychic, but I do call a lot of things before they happen. Yeah, empathetic and a realist. I agree. Just like you have to be able to. I'm more of a skeptic, honestly. I don't believe in much. My vegan experiment was almost to like try and see if this thing was real or not. I definitely feel the emotions in my body right away. I generally will have a reaction before I have time to think about the reaction, think about why I should feel that way. And that's the difference between the ENFP or like an ENTP, for instance, right? You have a feeling type and you have a thinking type. The thinking type, basically, let's say somebody does something to you that's negative or mean or whatever, right? Something that's not good, not positive. The thinking type is able to sort of process that. They'll think about how they should feel. And then they'll have that feeling carry out, Whereas a feeling type, I believe that they wear more of their feelings on their sleeves. Somebody does something to them, they react. Not that they react, but they feel that immediately. They don't really need to think or process that. It's more of a reaction. In tuned, yep, definitely. Alyse Parker, thank you for the thumbnail. Alyse made me this awesome thumbnail today, guys. You can tell because it's way better than mine. Anti-vegan, yeah. You act before you think. So here's the other interesting thing. Most vegans are the NF type. So almost all of them are the feeling type. It's very, very rare to meet a thinking type vegan. So vegans are always feeling that emotion, and then they're responding in the way of their lifestyle and their diet. Pretty interesting, right? Almost every friend that I had in Hawaii, Alyse, myself, and nearly everybody that I knew there was an ENFP or the complementary type to the ENFP, which is the INFJ and the INTJ, which are supposedly very rare personality types. The INFJ and the INTJ, they only make up about 2% of the population. But in Hawaii, all the friends that we had made up probably the INFJ and the INTJs made up probably like 20% of the group, and then the ENFPs made up like 50% at least of the group. And most people were the NF type in the middle, the two middle letters, intuitive and feeling type. Almost every single, it became a joke after a certain point. We'd make people go take the test, and they'd just inevitably be the same NF back to back. Your dad and brother are INTJs. Yeah, I think that INTJ tend to be like running in the family, because it does take a certain intellect, I think, to be an INTJ in the first place. And I think that intellect does run in the family, and it is somewhat hereditary. Obviously, there's some socialization that goes along with intellect. But when you really think about it, humans, we have to learn everything. So if you have somebody who's already learned a lot and then they teach you those things, you're already going to be smarter than somebody else. But then there comes into play like mental horsepower, like the actual capacity to be smart and to think quickly and to reason on your own. That, I believe, is a gift, a God-given gift. So it's very interesting. I was talking to Alyse about this the other day, how people are not created equally. Like with physical characteristics, it's very easy to see who's not equal. Some people are tall, some people are strong, some people are short, whatever, right? And nobody disagrees with that. Nobody says, hey, that 6'2" guy and that 5'8" guy are the same height. That would be silly, right? It's very obvious. But when we talk about mental abilities, it's not easy to see it. So when we compare people's mental born gifts, it's different. Not everybody is born with the same intellect. People are different in their minds. It's interesting. Thank you, Tiana. The birthday's tomorrow, by the way. July 4th, guys. July 4th. But I wanted to come on today because I think tomorrow I'm going to be too drunk. I've been talking a lot about drinking on the stream. I thought about even doing I'll tell you about that later. You missed your calling as a psychologist. I don't have any feelings either way on psychology. I feel like I don't know if other people can really help you that much. I've never been to a psychologist. I don't know. I don't think that I've ever needed one. My only brief excursion with psychotherapy of any sort was getting prescribed some they gave me some of these, like, I've shared on the channel before. I've shared that I had like severe anxiety and panic attacks a long time ago, back when I was about 18, 19, 20 years old. I would actually throw up in certain situations that made me really bothered. And it sucked. It was terrible. It would happen to me like the actual throwing up would only happen like a couple times a month. But the anxiety panic attacks would happen a couple times a week. It wouldn't necessarily escalate all the way to making myself sick, but it was a really hard time. So I told my mom about this, and we ended up going to go see a regular doctor. And right away, he prescribed me some, wasn't like Valium, it was some other experimental, type of thing where you take it once or twice a day, and it supposedly like knocks down the anxiety. It was terrible though. I did not like the way it felt at all. I just stopped taking it cold turkey like 30 days in. You're not supposed to do that. I had like dizziness for a week. It was terrible. But right away, like even early 20s, I already knew that this pharmaceutical shit was bullshit. I didn't like it at all. Off-Grid Hawaii says you should do the test again as an ex-vegan and also have Alyse answer the questions for you. She's welcome to be on the chat. She actually said she wants to come on the channel, so maybe she'll pop in later. Anti-vegan says biology cannot be denied. It's like comparing men's brains with women's brains. What do you think the difference is between men's brains and women's brains? I'm curious about that because you're a woman. So, did you take 10 different kinds of personality tests? Which character? No, there's just one personality test. I'll post it up here. It's the 16personalities.com. It's definitely the best one. I feel like I should be sponsored by these people. I tell a lot of people to go there. So it divides you up into 16 different personality types, and that one is the most accurate, I would say. Thank you, Hench Fartivore. Thank you for shouting out the vegan assassin. And we're back. Yeah, men and women's brains, I think, are very different. I think women's brains are better at multitasking. They can concentrate on a lot of little things at the same time. I think men struggle with that. Just a personal observation that I've seen. For instance, women are very good at shooting guns, believe it or not. I've been shooting guns my whole life. And anytime I take a woman to go shooting for the first time in her life, she is guaranteed better than all of the people, all the men that I'm shooting with at the time. Guaranteed. First time. I can take any woman to shoot her first time, and because shooting is very simple, but you have to do about 5 simple things at the same exact time. And their brain just allows them to do all those simple tasks at the very same time. It's crazy. And they're able to do it. They can manipulate the pistol better, which is a very hard skill for most people. T. Tribby says, I thought my veganism was a rational choice, but actually, no, I make decisions based on what I feel in the moment. Yeah, so you're probably, did you say that you're an NF type? You probably are. Honestly, I'd say 90 to 95% of vegans have the intuitive feeling type in the middle. Whether they're introverted or extroverted is neither here nor there, and whether they're a P or a J is neither here nor there. But I think the intuitive feeling type is very, very common in the vegan world. Tiana says, what's my drink of choice? Ooh. Alcoholic drink of choice is... Depends where I'm at. Depends what I'm doing. It depends what time of day. Depends how drunk I want to get. So, I love beer. I don't like IPAs. Not my first choice. I like Mexican beers, and I like Coors Light. So, those are all good with me. Coronas, Tecate, Dos Equis, those are all good Mexican beers that I like. And then for American beers, I go with like a Coors Light, something like that. Refreshing. It's light in flavor. You can drink a lot of them. Statistics show that many psychologists end up committing suicide. That's horrible. Why? Because they just hear a bunch of people's problems and they realize they can't fix them. Ooh, Gung Fu. There is no help but self-help. Bruce Lee. I agree with that, man. And self-help is like this... You can't delegate or outsource self-help, man. Sorry. You literally just have to go through the fire yourself all the time, constant. Self-help is a lifelong road too. I don't think you ever really like get to the end point. But everybody's trying to. Either that or they do their best to ignore it. So those are the beers that I like, by the way. And then if I'm, out drinking for the night or whatever, like in a bar or a club, then depends. If I'm trying to drink all night, like a terrible, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. type of thing, then vodka sodas with lemons. I like that. Not the lime and not tonic. Vodka soda. Those are good. Those are like water, You could drink those all day. Oh boy, I need to scroll up. Okay, here we go. So, I told everybody already, but I have the instant chat on today. So, you can't rewind the stream. You can only be live today. It will do the replay afterwards, but the chat is instant. There's no delay. So Anti-Vegan says they're physically different biologically, not just by circumstance. Women think differently than men, and it is more within their nature than their circumstances. Women think differently than men, and it is more within their nature. Okay, I got you. So women are more apt to live their life based on their programming rather than their external circumstances. Like they're not they can't adjust the same way that men can, but they're stronger in their natural programming. I think that's what you're trying to say. We sneeze at the same time? That's weird. Reach out to Vivo Live Protein. Seems like you believe in the product and that it helps vegan digest. You know what? I do. I absolutely do. I will reach out to them. Why not? If people want to take vegan protein powders and watch my channel, I don't care at all. They're more than welcome to. And I do believe in the product. You're very smart, Nathan Films. I do believe in the product because so many who are taking that stuff are having success and actually able to make gains. The only people I see making gains on a vegan diet, like significant gains, are on Vivo Life Protein Powder. Dave Feldman in the house. What's up, Dave? Good to have you here on the birthday stream, baby. Off Grid Hawaii says, seriously though, mine changed when I answered the questions as an ex-vegan, and it was completely different when Paulina took the test for me, so it's interesting. Try it. Oh, you want Alyse to answer the questions for me. Very interesting. Okay, so here's my theory on that. And I've thought about this stuff a lot too. I feel like... hang on, there's an airplane flying overhead. I feel like most people are... when they answer test questions like that, they are almost answering the opposite of themselves. I feel like in general, most people, when they are describing themselves, they're like projecting what they think that they are. But if you surveyed 10 people around them, 10 people close to them, they would probably disagree most of the time. You know? It's interesting. You know that person that's always telling you like, oh, I don't like drama. I don't like drama. I don't believe in drama. I don't even deal with drama at all. And then you're like, you're actually the most drama-filled person that I know. Like their perception of the situation is so backwards. It's crazy. Hey, we have a lot of women confirming my multitasking theory here. Zombie Mukbang says she's the multitasking queen. Dave Feldman, Dave Feldman comes with the science every time, right? Women have a greater corpus callosum. It allows for faster exchange between the left and right brain hemispheres. I do know that, actually. We learned that in psychology. Their hemispheres are a bit smaller, but they connect to each side faster. Both sides of the brain, I believe. Craggle, thank you for the birthday wishes. Beer is trash. Vodka all day. Come on. There's a time and a place for all alcohols, except for gin. That's trash. If I'm going to take shots of something, it's going to be tequila. If I'm drinking all day, it's going to be beer. If I'm drinking all night, it's going to be hard liquor. Sometimes beer. Sometimes you get all drunk on the hard liquor, right? And then you got to slow it down with the beer. Got to modulate. Tiana says self-awareness is the key with these tests. I agree. It's very hard. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how self-aware do you think you are? That would be an interesting test right there. Most people would be like, I'm a 10. I'm very self-aware. And then everybody around them is like, not that. You're like completely unaware. So how do you really know? Anti-Vegan says, do I believe in climate change? I don't know. You're dumb, Jeff Carter. That's a good point out, Anti-Vegan. Thank you for the schooling, Jeff Carter. Climate change, who knows, guys? Who knows? Jack Hunter, B-Day hair on point, boy. Many happy returns, brother. Thank you, Jack Hunter. Surprise says the distribution on intelligence is wider in men, so males can be really intelligent or really dumb, while women are almost all in the same range. That's interesting. I never heard that before. And I do think that that's probably the case for men, for sure. I have a theory too, guys. You guys ready for this one? I put some thought into this too, by the way. I don't think I've ever shared this publicly. So, all right. You know how people's heads are shaped differently than others? And if you look into brain size and intelligence correlation, it's not always 100% accurate, but it's like kind of accurate. So humans, imagine if we measured the size of the brains and the overall intelligence, the intellect of people with larger brains versus smaller brains. So I'm going to take that one step further. Look at the shape of people's heads. Look at my big football head here. Okay, ready? I'm going to turn to the side. This part of the head here, this back part, all right, it kind of sticks out in my head like an egg. All right, I call people like this protruders. And if you have a flat head, you know, people that just have like the straight up, like their neck goes right into the back of their head, I call them flatheads. And generally speaking, flatheads usually take more simplistic jobs. They have more manual labor type jobs. And overall, they seem to be less, they're not too interested in the intellectual arts. But the protruders, the people with the egg-shaped football heads, they seem to be more into the intellectual stuff. I don't know. Anybody see any correlation there? Reach back and give yourself a little tug on the back of the head there and see what you fall into. Alyse says, oh my gosh, I have to catch up. What makes you think people answer the opposite? I think people answer the opposite on these personality tests because they are just unaware. They're painfully unaware of their own personality and how other people see them. So the way that they think they're interacting with the world is not actually how they're interacting with the world. You know, sometimes I don't notice my voice getting very loud and people are like, dude, you're hurting my ears. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I got excited there. The perception of the way that we think we are is oftentimes different than the reality. That's really all I can say about it. I hope that the way I answer the test... Well, so here's the interesting thing about all that. Now, if everybody's answering the test for themselves, that everybody's equally incorrect. So hopefully the test is somehow able to correct for that. I don't know. Maybe it is. Lily Wren says, our persona is the person we show others is usually different than who we are. I do agree with that. Okay. Jeff Carter, play nice with anti-vegan, okay? Trying to catch up with the chat here. Gin is not trash. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Whiskey for the win. Whiskey's good. I do like whiskey if you're going to drink something straight. I wouldn't drink that all night, though. Mark says, good idea to eat 100 to 200 grams of carbs and combine with carnivore diet. I agree. Actually, Sean Baker posted something yesterday on his Instagram saying carnivore plus berries might be the best diet in the world. And I was onto that like a month ago. It really is. It feels really good. Lately, I just been eating whatever. But I'll tell you what, potatoes and French fries still, they don't come out very clean, man. I don't know what to say. I don't think potatoes are meant to be in our bodies. Starches are they just do not digest that well. I don't know what people are saying. Starches are amazing in my gut. Not from my experience. Not ever. Primal Nutritionist says, gin and tonic all the way. Obviously never had a good one. Try Hendrix. I don't like the flavor of tonic. That's the thing. If you think you're self-aware, you're not. That's funny. I think so. Hey, thanks, Dave, if you're still here. Peace out, brother. Bart K has debunked climate change. Interesting. Carson Flowers with the $1 donation. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. The birthday love. Tassie versus Morg up Baldy? Do we need to do that? Daniel, you still want to see the competition? Happy birthday to all the amazing Cancerians. All the best, Drew. Thank you, Judita. What's so fascinating, vegan deterioration? We're talking about the heads? I'm like way back. I don't know why I bothered trying to do the instant chat. It's impossible. The protruder. See, you're a protruder, Carson. Producer Chris, hey, happy birthday. Even dumb people can network. Producer Chris, I'm sure you're not dumb. It's my theory that if you think you're dumb, you can't be dumb. Okay. Jeffrey Carter, you're getting timed out. Thanks for the $2, Chris. Appreciate that. Japanese people wash rice. At least we should do that. I mean, they wash rice like 3 to 5 times, and then usually they soak it before they cook it. I love rice. Don't get me wrong. I eat rice all the time, and I don't do any special preparation for it because I haven't noticed any difference whether you do the crazy preparation or whether you just eat it standard. I think that's all like just makes you feel good about eating it. Alyse wants to pop on in 1 hour. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. Tomorrow, Alyse and I are going to LA to my friend's house. We're going to watch and not participate in illegal firework usage. And hopefully we can put some up on the channel tomorrow on the community tab. Maybe we'll post some clips. Tofu Tommy with the $1.99. The Queen's $1.99. Thank you, Tommy. Happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a good one with the cake and the beer. Bro, thank you so much. Tommy, how you give us a little mini update, man. How you feeling over there? How you doing? Tiana says, I had my mom and brother and friends take the test and they answered what they wanted to be like. Haha. When I told them to be really honest, they couldn't believe the results. Yes. And it's funny how people take the test how they want to be like. Like, I want to know the gritty answer, whatever that may be. But again, that just proves that people don't actually want to know anything about themselves. They just want to like, they just want to move on. Aaron Kyra says, why'd you time out Jeff? He was saying some ridiculous things. All right. So here's the deal, guys. When I first started this channel and I started doing these interviews and I started having the live chat, I wanted people to have discourse in the chat. I didn't care if it was mean and nasty to each other. I didn't care if they were mean and nasty to me. I wanted to be mean and nasty back to them. I talk about this all the time. I have that propensity to want to argue with people and battle back with them in the comment section. There's a sick, twisted piece of me that likes doing that. Okay? But as the channel matures and grows, we can't do that anymore. Not only can I not do that from a professional perspective, which I don't really care about that because I believe that YouTube is a place for people to be real and to really give honest feedback, whether it's harsh or mean, whatever it may be. However, YouTube as a corporation is always using their little spiders to check the chat and to check your videos. So if there's any trigger words in the chat and videos, they take off the chat all the time. Like, you can go back to a couple of videos I've had where the chat is not being displayed anymore. So YouTube will cut out things that they don't want you doing. So I've got to actually moderate this stuff and play it PG now. Yeah. Very liberal media, 100%. They only allow things that, you know, like, I don't even want to say what I can't bring up because there's a very good chance that they will either demonetize the stream or at the very least remove the chat. Thank you for the birthday love. Joe Pearson, thank you. Permaculture Pagan, thank you so much for the birthday love. See, like anti-vegans, what she just wrote right there, I had to approve that. And so what I think personally happens is when you approve messages like that are like a bit racy, not racist, but racy, you know, on edge, you have to approve it. And if you do approve it, then YouTube looks down on you for doing so. So if you have too many like questionable messages that you approve manually, then I believe they take your chat down. T. Trippy says being clever is more useful than being super intelligent. Honestly, being super intelligent leads to depression and sadness a lot of the times. I think people put too much... They don't use their intellect to benefit them a lot of times. They're just like sad and depressed. Daniel says we need to see it. Beating a fruitist at Baldy will shut down their last argument. What is their last argument? That they're good at endurance sports? There's no argument there. being a cyclist, number one, is not a physically, how can I put this? Cycling does not require power, period. All the guys that are cyclists, world-class cyclists, Chris Froome, best cyclist in the world, the guy is not in the gym squatting, 300 pounds. Hey, honest AF. Hey, you're late, but you showed up. Better late than never. Appreciate the birthday wishes. Ooh, from Colombia. That's where my mom was born, Ben. She was born in Bogota. And I almost went there when I was 20 years old for like a 3-month summer. I ended up living in Spain instead. I did all the research. I had the schools, the Spanish schools emailed back and forth with me, corresponded. I had the school picked out. I had the whole accommodation picked out. I was going to go to, it was either Cartagena or I believe it was Cartagena that I was going to go to. Yeah. Blue water, beach, dangerous and dirty. Crazy. So what made me not go to Colombia back then, so this is 13 years ago, was the week that I was going to book my plane tickets is they were having a like a political voting, the president was being selected that week. And it's a communist country, so they have the president pre-selected. So in order for to throw the citizens off or whatever, they were literally planting bombs around the city. In Cartagena, a bomb went off in the city that I was going to move to, and I was like, no thank you. No thank you. I will just go to Spain. Barcelona is good enough for me. Yeah, so I wasn't into that. I wasn't trying to live in, third world, military going down the street, people setting bombs off. No. I don't need that. That's what's funny to me, and not to poke fun at my buddy Jackson, Plantriotic, but he's just like one of these guys. He doesn't see the danger for what it is. Like he'll cycle through these Central and South American countries and he's like, these places are great. The people are great. Yeah, the people are great on the majority. We're not saying they're like Mexicans are bad people. That's not what people are saying. I don't think that Colombians are bad people. I think on the majority, they're actually great people. But there's some parts of their culture that are so poor that they work for these really bad organizations and they have to do these terrible things like plant bombs throughout the city and do weird stuff. And I know that stuff happens everywhere, but you don't hear about, people getting pulled over and completely robbed like you do in Mexico here in America. That doesn't happen here. Does happen in Mexico. There was even a law passed in Mexico when I was going down there, because I used to go to Mexico all the time. We had friends that were from there that we met on these vacations we'd go on. My friend was dating one of them, this girl in Mexico City. She watches my stream sometimes. If she's out there, say what's up. So she's a friend that we had in Mexico, and she told us that in Mexico City, the police were getting so corrupt that they actually passed a law that said if you were a woman, I think it was either past 10 p.m. at night or just even darkness, if you were a woman, you were legally allowed to drive to a public area or to your home if a police officer was trying to pull you over. So you literally were able to tow the police officer back to your house if you were a woman by yourself, because things were getting so out of hand with the corruption of the officers. Because what they would do is they would straight up pull you over, they would pop you in the cop car, they'd take you to an ATM, and they'd make you pull as much money as you could out of the ATM, and they'd stick you back in your car and tell you to get the F out of there. And that's the police. Anti-vegan says Mexico is scary. It can be very scary, and I've had some serious situations there. Just walking through the streets. You don't want to be caught in the wrong part of town in Mexico at nighttime. Let me tell you that much. You're going to see some kids that are 12 years old that will scare the shit out of you. look like they've been seen war. Seriously. Sorry to read this question so late, but someone says, what is your take on urine therapy, oral and for the skin? I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it does anything for you if you're eating a good enough diet. Like Tim Chief said that the urine therapy did help him, and I do believe it helped him because he was already so depleted that the protein and minerals and vitamins that are coming out in your urine, he's reabsorbing them, and it's probably a good thing for somebody who is very depleted, such as somebody who's on a long-term water fast or a long-term fruit diet for a long time. I mean, you cannot tell me that Mark Tassi wouldn't benefit from something like high mineral, high vitamin content animal foods. I think he would just like light up if he had a grass-fed steak and a giant glass of raw milk. I think that he would feel the best he's felt in years. Tofu Tommy says, yeah, feeling pretty crap, to be honest. Just completed the SIBO test today from Goji Man and have my dietitian to see on Friday about recommendations. So you completed the SIBO test today with Goji Man. You sent in your samples or did you get back the results? I'm curious. Melrose Park, thank you for the birthday wishes. The birthday's tomorrow, guys, by the way, July 4th. I'm sure everybody's going to be on like holiday this week. So happy to have all of you here. We're just going to be hanging out today. Alyse may join in a little bit. And it's just a chat. Somebody was saying that they wanted me to get more personal with the audience and get to know me a little bit better. So I think now's the time. We've been streaming for a good solid few months now. Obviously, my channel's been around forever. I posted videos as a vegan. You guys can go see those. I did it. My first video on YouTube was a 1-year vegan review video. That's like 30 minutes long. I think I posted that back in 2015 or 2016. Very different time of my life at that point, and I was still feeling pretty good as a vegan. I didn't quite know yet that the digestion issues wouldn't ever resolve themselves, and I didn't have anything wrong with my teeth yet. So it was just an interesting time. It was probably the only time you'd hear me openly say positive things about the vegan diet on my channel. The rest of the videos were quite critical of veganism and trying to manipulate the diet to suit me better. Thank you all for the birthday loves. Awesome. Oh, I gotta scroll down and miss a bunch. Oh, Garland Farms. Happy birthday. Thanks, Garland Farms. Rafiq says, I've been to Cartagena, Colombia. The colonial area is nice, but the rest of the city is not. Yeah, that's typically what you'll see in a lot of these, I guess I'll call them third world countries, but that is what they are. You'll have like the government, controlled center area where everybody works and all that stuff. And then just right outside of that, it'll be like the ghetto. And same with Mexico City. If you go to Mexico City, I mean, the center of the city is nice. There's certain areas that are under like political unrest at times, but like the center of the city, which is this giant square, is beautiful. It's nice. And you'll typically see that in every smaller city outside of Mexico City. Garland Farm says, Guadalajara, Mexico is a beautiful place with wonderful people. Once you actually get into Mexico, you realize that the perceived reality is a result of sensationalized coverage. I absolutely agree with that. Mexican people are some of my favorite people. I mean, they're just awesome people. Almost always. It's just unfortunate that the state of their country, there's no way around it. I mean, it is a relatively poor country, and there's a lot of government corruption. That's a fact. I mean, talk to any Mexican people, and they will admit that. They'll talk about that openly. Of course, there's not much they can do about it because the system there is not really open to them for them to actually partake in. It's kind of just all corrupt and whatever. Rafiq says that Mexico City is a semi-organized chaos. He had diarrhea and was vomiting wherever he ate. Yeah, the water is not for regular people consumption there. You do not want to drink that water. It's not filtered the same way as it is here in the United States anyway. I don't know where here is for you guys, but... Okay, so Tofu Tommy's getting results in 14 to 21 days from Goji Man. Okay, that'll be interesting to see what he says. Mr. Kobayashi says, Frank Tufano got a boob job. I did see his video today. He's getting his gyno worked on, I understand. I never noticed him to have gyno, but he has a bit like of puffier nipples, I guess. But it's, really, I don't think it requires surgery. Mark asks if I've eaten raw meat. I've taken bites of raw meat. I don't eat meals of raw meat. I never have. I'm not really interested in it. I don't know how these guys do that. I'm not really interested in that. Jeff Carter says, I'm being real when I say this. The country has come under attack by censorship from media presence, weighing down on creators. I don't blame you, but I do lose respect in your integrity, making you a lib. Well, you know, we've got to play by the rules. And when we're transparent about why we do the things that we do, you know, I'm not watering down my message in any way. I'm just simply not using the trigger words that are going to demonetize and ruin my potential for algorithm, right? I have to play this game that YouTube is putting forth in front of me. That's part of the game, right? Everybody watches YouTube. So for me not to play the game and be, at least I can talk to you about this, right? Like YouTube can't do anything about me being transparent about this. So I'm open about it. So, you know, if you see me, you know, watering down my attacks on people and things like that, that just has to be done, right? Doesn't make you a liberal, and it doesn't mean that somebody's integrity should be in question. Someone says, what are your thoughts on that stupid Logan carnivore bagger? I have no thoughts on Logan Blake, man. His channel, from what I've seen, is not offering much to the conversation of health, fitness, even anything rational. He's tried to get me on his show many times already. He has made videos about me. I don't care. I think it upsets him that I don't care, and I'm not going to have him on my channel. He doesn't deserve any type of voice here. He's made a bunch of just completely useless comments in terms of trying to antagonize me and pick at me. That's not the way to get me to engage with somebody. If they're using annoyingness to get my attention, that is the dumbest thing that you can do to get my attention. I will completely ignore you. I do not do well with annoying people. Mean people, okay, we can maybe work with that. People that have a very strong opinion, I can maybe work with that. But annoying is just not in my wheelhouse. I cannot do annoying. Tiana says, how long have you been off that Candida supplement? It's been about a week. So I would say that overall, it did nothing. Yep, it did nothing. These little things right here. You know, I don't think it did anything. So people were saying it wasn't going to do anything, and they were right. Aaron Cairo says, this is the truth of God. What is the truth of God? I'm actually afraid to show comments sometimes when they get flagged because, like I said, YouTube takes away the chat half the time. You guys are talking about Unnatural Vegan. Don't worry about Unnatural Vegan. She'll feed her kids animal foods when she sees the signs, like her toddler's teeth growing and rotten. She won't ignore it. Has that actually happened yet? Or is that just you're saying when that happens? Oh, Christine Salas. What's up? Thank you for the birthday love, Christine. Wow, the chat is popping off right now. I can't even keep up. What did Garland say? Hopefully he's bringing some reason to this conversation here. There's a lot of liberal anti-government chatter. And today's the day to get that in because we don't have any interviews today. Oh, now that we've got kind of a flow going here, I am going to be getting on Pete Jacobs. He is a carnivore Ironman champion. I don't think he won Ironman as a carnivore, but since the last few seasons, I believe that he's been carnivore. I just found out about this guy, and we've been in communication. So I'm gonna get him on my show because you got a lot of vegans that are saying, okay, well the gleaming, the gleaming Achilles heel of the carnivore diet is endurance activity. So I'm very interested to talk to this guy. He's an Ironman athlete. Like, doesn't get more endurance than that. So Ruben Mondella says, how are you, Drew? I'm doing good, Ruben. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very good. T. Tribby says, Logan Blake is mentally ill in a sad, scary way. I don't think he's mentally ill. I think he wants attention. And I mean, here's what I have to say about the guy. If you really want a little tiny judgment. Okay, so he made his channel years ago, right? As Logan Blake personal trainer. Or Logan Blake Thunder Bay Fitness, whatever. He had gains. He was probably vegan for a very short period of time at that point. He had gains. And then 3-4 years later, he's still sharing the same thumbnails and the same video clips back when he was actually strong and had gains. And now you go look at him, look at his neck. I mean, his neck is like, his jaw is wider than his neck. It's like the thinnest thing ever. He's got the 90-degree vegan shoulders. I mean, what do you want to say? I don't even work out, and I look bigger than him right now. He's soft and skinny. Like the worst of the worst. There's just nothing else to say about it. I mean, he lost all his gains as a vegan. He's out here trying to promote the diet. I don't care what he has to say. Okay. We got to keep the racism out of the chat. Definitely, guys. Please. We'll have to excuse you if you are talking real crazy. Keep it lightly offensive to each other, all right? Please. Respectfully offensive. That's the level that we need to keep it. Jeff, I understand all about defensive provocation, but again, you got to figure out an intelligent way to do it where you're not using these trigger words. Think of what CNN would have a fit over, and then that's where you got to draw the line. Because YouTube, after all, is a liberal media organization, and they control the chats, and I can't be having these chats taken away because it's not fair to everybody else. And I don't have any control over it. Garland Farm says, I think Frank might be so allergic to dairy that his own nipples are chronically inflamed. Let's not make fun of Frankie Tufano, man. I was actually in a stream yesterday. I tried to get in there, and I told him in the chat, and all his viewers were like, Frank, get Drew on. And I was like, yo, Frank, bring me on. And he just kept glancing over all the comments. So I don't know if he's like intentionally trying to pretend like I don't exist, because he doesn't ever say anything about old Drew over here. Shanto, happy birthday. Thank you, Shanto. Like if Frank came in my chat right now and says, Drew, bring me on, I'd pull him right into the channel. Right in the stream. Why not? We'd have a chat. I got nothing against him. I like what he's doing for the most part. We got a lot of Trump chat going on. We got some, wow. Okay, we're on the brink of a racist breakdown here, guys. We need to just take it down a notch. All right. Believe me, if this was a backyard campfire, we could talk about this stuff, but this is not the place. T Tribby says, I dated a vegan who ran 50 and 100-mile ultra marathons, barely keeping it together. I've seen deterioration. Yeah. I feel like because the body needs carbohydrates for endurance activities, they lean on that and say, well, this means the diet's healthy. This means that we need carbohydrates to survive. And I don't really think so. Alistasis says, why are you not training? I'm not training because I'm still dealing with this damn chest injury. And to be honest with you, I am so off schedule because I'm splitting my weeks between here and between San Diego with Alyse that I'm making a lot of excuses, basically. I don't want to work out. I want to just eat cookies. That's the truth. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I am feeling so good on a day-to-day basis. It's hard to explain it, but I just feel so good. The other day, I cooked this bottom round steak, which is not even like a top cut of steak. It was at the bottom of Alyse's butcher box. We were trying to figure out what to do with this stuff. And we had a 4-pound square of this bottom round. And so I just cut it into like 1/4-inch slices. I threw it on the pan with some butter and a bunch of seasoning. We fried it up. And then I did some eggs on the side. And I just drank a bunch of milk with it on the side. It was so good. Like, I felt so good after that meal. It just felt like somebody was taking like little fingers and massaging my brain. It felt so good. Zombie Mukbang says, Drew, honestly, the injury will heal with a keto stint. I told you guys a bunch of times, it's this costochondritis is in between my ribs. And so I could lift heavy weight and it won't affect me. But then I'll do something really awkward and it will hurt really bad. I held my brother's brand newborn baby yesterday. It's only 7 pounds. And I was 8 pounds, whatever. I was holding the baby for like 5 minutes. And when I left, it hurt so bad. So it's ridiculous. Mr. Kobayashi says, how to learn to enjoy working out. It's always a chore to me. You have to find a style of working out that you actually enjoy doing. And then you have to make it accessible to yourself. It's always a crack up to me when people get gym memberships like to a gym that's 30 minutes away and they'll drive past 10 gyms to get there because it's like a better gym or whatever. You need to make working out fit into your life. You need to get, my opinion, find the closest gym you can that you can afford. And you need to find a style of working out that you enjoy. And then if you get bored of that, you need to switch it up. But everybody gets a little tired of it here and there. Lester, the most powerful man in this stream. Happy birthday. Thank you for the love. Tiana says, how long did it take before you had to have carb up days when training? I think I'm at that point now. All right. So when I was doing stricter carnivore, like pretty much 0 carbs, I was going about 3 to 4 days in between carbing back up. During that time, I was drinking a lot of milk, so I was still getting a little bit of trace carbs here and there, so keep that in mind. But when I would do legitimate 0 carb, like just meat and Diet Coke, basically, my workouts were not feeling super strong. When I ate rice, I felt pretty strong like for the next couple days, and I could definitely see the drop-off happening, after that, after the first couple days. Nathan has to force himself to take a day of rest. He loves lifting. See, it's interesting how everybody has different... But what I noticed is as I eat more meat, I don't know if it's the testosterone rising or what, or just feeling better, higher cholesterol, whatever it is, I have a desire to go lift the heavy weights. So I find that interesting. When you are like vegan, for instance, I did not have the desire to lift heavy weights. I did not feel that aggressive strength that you get when you're on meat. And I guarantee if a vegan bodybuilder heard that, he'd be like, that's not true for me. I feel better than ever. Yeah, because you're on Vivo Life and it's mimicking your absorption of animal foods. Someone talking, Gary, I think you're talking to me about the pulled muscle. Have you tried the snake diet while fasting or snake juice while fasting? No, I have not. What I notice is for a while I was promoting taking salt when you're in like a deep intermittent fast because I was trying to do one meal a day for a couple weeks time. And I would notice when I get around 3 to 4 p.m., late afternoon before my first meal, I was starting to get pretty dizzy. But then what I realized was if I took salt, it made it a little better. However, I think most of that dizziness was actually caused by drinking caffeine in the morning. So I know people like to drink caffeine and do one meal a day because it helps with the appetite suppressant aspect of it. But I think the caffeine just kind of masks the fact that you're not fully fat adapted. So actually, in my opinion, if you want to feel your best on a one meal a day regimen is to cut all caffeine because then you won't get as much like headache, dizziness, and you'll actually feel better. Nathan's vegan. Nathan, you should be our next vegan in the experiment, buddy. We need a vegan. We need a vegan to eat meat. Durian Rider has expressed interest in wanting to be a part of the next experiment. However, he said he will not eat meat. He said he's willing to do like a vegan keto. Mildly interesting, but not as good as we can do, I think. I think we can get a proper vegan who's willing to eat meat. We just got to put the word out. So if you guys know anybody, let me know. Kobayashi says you should do a segment on a live stream where you show some of the stuff you eat in a day. I've done a perfect carnivore day video where I show what I eat. I mean, it's very simple. If I was doing actual carnivore, it's just straight up meat. If I eat on a regular day, like yesterday, I'll give you a good example. Yesterday, I went to lunch with my buddy. He wanted beer, so I said, "All right, let's go to this burger place I know of that's in town. It's a grass-fed burger place. I haven't been there yet." I ordered the bacon burger, and it was so good, really good bun too. And I also ordered the huge side of fries that we shared. And digestion wasn't perfect from the fries, of course. No bloating, no gas, anything like that, but it just still wasn't perfect. So I had the burger and all that for lunch and a bunch of different sauces. Like I tried every sauce they had. And then at nighttime, I had a steak and milk for dinner. That's it. So I'm like, half my meals are pure carnivore. Half my meals are sort of like keto-ish. Garland Farm says Tufano is a good guy. The problem might be his boss. I imagine the Team Tufano money guy keeps a list of names that Frank's not allowed to refer to by name. You think Frank's getting paid off back there? You think that he's got a team? I don't know. Tiana says, okay, I don't really have a problem with strength, which is amazing, just hungry after. Like craving pancakes or chocolate. It definitely satiates me after, like meat did after veganism. Well, are you eating any carbs? Are you drinking any dairy or any cheese or anything like that? You might find some satiation in the trace sugars in those things. Like, I notice when I'm drinking a bunch of milk, it kind of kills my sweet tooth. But if I don't have milk, then typically I still want sweets after dinner. And I kind of go looking for something tasty, like Kit Kat bars or cookies. Drew, have you tried gravity inversion holding onto a weight to stretch the pulled muscle? I have used my buddy's teeter hang up, but I don't think it was configured correctly for me. And another problem with the inversion training is I have this busted ankle, and it still hurts to this day, and it pulls on the ankle's ligaments, and it doesn't feel so good. So I kind of am limited on that as well. Just busted up. I almost broke my ankle as a vegan. I had a high ankle sprain. It was above the ankle. It was so bad. Thank you, Dr. Michael McCrackpot Farty Brown. Happy birthday. Appreciate that. Rafiq, you're in New York City too? With old Frankie boy? Who's 29? Oh, Tiana. Tiana feels like 25. Took her a while to start exercising after recovering from veganism, but it's been amazing working out now. Have never felt stronger. Awesome. It's great. So many people reach out to me in the DMs too, talking about, you know, eating meat. I've had some vegans break the news to me before they announced it publicly. That was cool. Lester says, so guys, Lester Hahn is, listen to what this guy said. This guy is strong as hell. He's an actual powerlifter. He's very strong. Go to his channel if you want to see his lifts. What he says is, I agree with the milk. It also gave me enough carbs to power 3 workouts. Hey, these little baby arms, Lester, we're feeling the same thing out there. Glad to hear it. Time to get John Rose or Freely on the show. I don't think John Rose will ever come on the show. He's deleted my comments on his channel. Freely's definitely never coming on the show, although I would have both of them. Tiana says she's just eating meat, but not keto at the moment as she craves more protein. So she wants to eat lots of fish and prosciutto, chicken thighs with an occasional steak. Yeah, that's great. Eat all that stuff. I eat more. I focus on protein too. I've never focused on fat. I eat the fat that's available on my steaks and stuff like that, and I do eat ribeyes. I try and eat as much of the steak as possible, like all the little weird tendon parts and stuff like that I actually don't find that delicious at times, but Frank isn't being paid off. He's just mad that nobody took him serious when he first started. Chip on his shoulder. That's just a young man's thing, man. You know? Not being taken seriously, taking things personally. It's a young man's thing to go through that. You realize that people just don't give a crap about you as you get older, and it makes you tougher mentally. Not that people don't give a crap about you. I mean, some people will, but like the society as a whole doesn't care about you. So you need to not take that personally, you know? Garland Farm says lots of vegans have sprained their wrists just waving at people. Be careful, vegans. Move slowly for extra safety. I agree with that. You know how I busted my ankle? This is terrible. So I was on a retreat in Hawaii, and everybody was scrambling to get in the cars because it was time to go for the next activity. I had only been there for 2 days. My first time in Hawaii. I paid a bunch of money to go there, obviously. And I had my toothbrush in my hand because I was rushing to the bathroom to brush my teeth real quick before we left. And I stepped off of the bottom of the staircase had a gap between the stairs and this crooked rock. You know, because everything in Hawaii is all freaking hilly and crooked. So I step off the staircase, and the rock was a bit tilted. It wasn't flat. It wasn't perfectly flat. So I put my foot down on it, and it just rolled over sideways, and it popped. And I didn't realize I was like, ow, it hurt so bad. And I couldn't even explain how bad the pain was for a second, but I kind of hobbled over. I brushed my teeth. I thought I was just going to like brush off. Nah, man. It was one of the worst injuries I've ever had in my life. I ended up staying home instead of going on that activity. My ankle swelled up so big. And I had one of the girls who was working at the retreat. She stayed and helped me, and she like wrapped it in this ointment, and we tried to ice it and all this stuff. It was so bad. And then the next day I woke up and it was straight up purple. The entire foot was purple. Oh boy. Whoa. Who do we got here? Lester Hahn. I hope you have a great birthday. $20, Lester. Yo, thank you so much, man. I'm really stoked, by the way, that you're a part of this channel and you come here, because I want people from all the dialects, you know? Like, I'm down with vegan strongmen and carnivore strongmen. I'm down with vegan marathoners and carnivore marathoners. I want a very wide spectrum of opinions and viewpoints, and I welcome you specifically, especially, to give feedback and whatnot. So I appreciate the $20, dude. I really do. Yeah, if you're looking for more subscribers, hey, everybody who's tuned in here, go check out Lester's channel. The guy is big and strong. So what I always talk about is a results-based approach on this channel. And the guy has results. So if you want to learn from somebody who's actually doing the things you want to do, get stronger, get bigger, you have to go find people that are doing that. That's why I personally don't have anything to say to John Venus, you know? I'm not qualified to give John Venus bodybuilding advice, or Derek Simnett, or Brian Turner. They have more results than me. So it's silly for me to try and offer them advice in something that I haven't even achieved myself yet. Now, as far as how I feel and how my digestion is, I can offer advice on that. Lester says, that is why I love the channel. You are open and honest about everything. Dude, I hope I stay that way forever, no matter where this channel takes me. I do not want to ever lose that edge, which I think that is what makes content compelling and interesting forever and ever. Rafiq says, Jeff, this isn't an autistic chat. You need to find an alt-right MGTOW channel where you can fit in. All right, guys, we support a lot of things around here. We support a lot of alternative mindsets and mentalities here. After all, we've been vegan, you know? We have an open mind here. So please be a little nice to each other. Jeff, bro, settle down, dude. We can't be taking swipes at the brown skinned people here, all right? Relax. God damn. Taj says, can you interview more ex-vegans? Would you like to see that? I'd like some actual feedback on that, guys. Do you want to see more ex-vegans on the channel, or would you like to see more vegans on the channel, more carnivore people on the channel? Do ex-vegans interest you? I feel like Spherage kind of has the rights on that. Gut Gains, I'm actually in time for the stream. Happy birthday, bro. Tomorrow's the birthday, July 4th, but you are in time. I did it a little later so the Aussies could jump in here today. And we're going to just keep going. We're just hanging out. Interview Spherage. You know what? That's a good idea. I never thought about that. I don't know how I didn't think about that. I'm going to hit him up. I'll ask him if he wants to come on the show. Okay. All right. Look, guys, please. We need to keep it chill in the chat. Jeff, nothing personal. I'm going to time you out and anybody else that's going nuts. Rafiq, I don't want to have to quiet you down either. Tess, happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're just hanging out today, taking questions, shaking hands, kissing babies. Gut Gains is up nice and early, man. How's your diet been lately, Gut Gains? What are you eating over there? I'm on the health confident diet, baby. Everything I eat is going to make me healthy. That's how I feel about it. I'm confident about it. I feel good about it. You don't think Godis will F with me? He might. Actually, you know what? I think he will F with me because I messaged him back in the day about doing an interview with him in San Diego when he was here. I was going to do his show, the ex-vegan thing. I don't think I was doing interviews yet with people. Interview with Stan Efferding. That would be cool. Stan the Rhino. Kim Swim says, is there any correlation between eyesight and the consumption of dairy products or eating keto in general? I thought it might be worse. He thought it might get worse. Just curious. Interesting. So I just told a little story, Kim, about how the other day I ate a bunch of fried steaks with butter, not vegetable oil. I fried them with butter, and I did eggs on the side, and I did this lightly pasteurized milk that I buy. It's from Strauss Family Farms. It's an organic whole milk. They lightly pasteurize it and has cream on the top. So it's a very high quality milk, I believe anyway. So I ate this meal and I felt so good after I ate it. And there's this feeling that you get after you eat a really solid quality meal where like your eyes almost feel lubricated and like sharper and cool, like cool temperature wise. And so I don't think that vision is getting worse. I think if anything, it's getting better. Bobby. Yes, we got all the celebs in here today. Love it. Meat Addicted says happy birthday. Thank you all. I do appreciate it. I love my birthday, by the way. July 4th. It's like the best birthday as an American. I love America. I love being American. You know, I think everybody should have some national pride. Why not? And I couldn't be more proud of the birthday. I love the fact that I'm born on the 4th of July. It's a celebration every year. People are doing the cool stuff. You get to light fireworks. It's freaking badass. I love it. So I appreciate everybody by coming through here. How much are the blood tests for the experiments? Okay, so Kat's asking how much the blood tests were for I'm guessing for my experiment that we just had. So these experiments or these blood tests normally cost between $900 and $1,000, but Dave is able to get a significant discount on them. I can't give you the exact price because it's different depending on what's going on with him. He actually subsidized some of the costs on his own last time, but he got them down to, I believe, around $200 each for each blood test. And so they had to take two. So these guys were generous enough to throw down about $400 to $500 of their own money to be participants in the test. And Dave spent also some of his own money as well. So I believe that they're around $300 each, even with Dave's significant discount. Just so that people know. Mark Schiefelbein says, have you looked into pickup, MGTOW, etc.? Yes, I've looked into all of it. I'm well aware of all of that stuff. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk about it. It's kind of an interesting topic to me. And sure, let's go for it. Clon Mazard says, high insulin is bad for eyesight. These chats make me hungry. We'll get some steak. I haven't eaten yet today. I am going to be hungry pretty soon here. But I'm not leaving. I'm dedicated right now. I got started a little later than I wanted to. I wanted to get on like 2 hours ago. But whatever. Do you know RSD? Yes. I've watched a lot of Tyler's material back in the day. Todd Valentine's material. I don't like... What's his name? Starts with a J. Why can't I think of his name? The tall, skinny guy. I don't like his stuff at all. Bart K recently mentioned in his live chat how his eyesight improved on carnivore. Interesting. Okay. Drew, didn't you mention that DR might be interested in doing the 30-day carnivore challenge? Yes, I talked about that a little bit ago. He's not going to do carnivore. He's going to do a low-carb, ketogenic vegan diet. So it's kind of interesting, but also kind of not the same thing. So he's not willing to do the meat thing. Lester says Sean Baker or other longer term carnivores with physical performance aspirations would be pretty cool. Are you talking about guests, Lester? I did mention earlier how I'm going to get Pete Jacobs on. He is a Hawaii Ironman triathlete winner a few years ago. And since then, he's been training as a carnivore. So he has agreed to come on the channel. I got the email from him this morning. Julian, Clan Mazard, yeah. Julian, that's who I'm thinking of. And the RSD guy. Some of you have no idea what we're talking about. Somebody asked me about Real Social Dynamics. It's this group of guys that have like studied pickup artistry, and they, are putting out content. They're super famous with it now. They've got a huge fan base. I was so interested in the stuff. I got interested in pickup artistry back in the day with like what's his name? Mystery, all that stuff. I wanted to be better with women, and it's hilarious. So if you got any specific questions, we could talk about it. Yeah, Sean is badass, man. Sean Baker is cool. Cool, calm. The guy's, been wealthy for a lot of years. He's an actual doctor. Like, things that people are saying to him on YouTube are not going to affect that guy. I mean, he's got a multi-million-dollar home. He's 6'4", jacked, been in the military. Like, he's lived a solid, experienced life. He's not tripping. People throwing the happy birthdays out. Thank you so much. Zach Ramey, what's up, man? When will you be doing the next experiment? The next experiment will start as soon as I get another vegan volunteer. I need somebody who's willing to go carnivore. I'd like to see a 60-day experiment on the next one. We're going to have to tighten some parameters. We're going to have to come to a bit more of a formal agreement between the two individuals as far as what they'll be eating and exactly what macros they should be looking for on a day-to-day basis. I realize that when we have civilian people in public doing these experiments, it's never going to be perfect, but that's not the point. We kind of want to see what happens in real world conditions anyways. That's what I'm interested in. I think that's what YouTube is best for anyway. JG Lee, I already knew it was you before I even saw. I know your little icon. A shout out to Anti-Vegan for her taking no prisoner attitude at veganism. I agree. I do like her content. People are going to hate her, but I support it. It's all good. I think that there needs to still be a lot more truth being spoken about, the vegan diet. I think we should be able to say our true, proper experiences on the diet without any censorship. And as long as you're coming from a place of truth, I have no issue with it. Man, I'm missing comments. I'm so sorry. What happened to Charles Marlowe? Oh, that's what happened to Charles Marlowe. He got brainwashed by people claiming to be on the right, but they were leftist trolls trying to derail his content. Okay. I have no comment on that. I don't know anything more about that. Can you comment on energy level carnivore versus high carb vegan? Is it possible to have the same energy level on carnivore without carbs or coffee? Okay. So this is a criticism of carnivore oftentimes, that we need caffeine to just live our lives. And I find this funny because as sort of a personal challenge to myself, and also I was getting a little worried about my teeth because they were feeling a little gritty. So I stopped drinking all caffeine. I just went to water and milk basically for like 2 full weeks. I felt great. I felt absolutely great. And another thing too is it killed the body odor that I thought that I got as a carnivore. It's actually from caffeine. When I don't drink caffeine, I have almost zero body odor. It's amazing. I feel amazing. My mental energy is stable throughout the day. I don't have that weird headache thing or the weird dizziness that I have that I talked about when I do deep intermittent fasts. There's no need for sipping on the salt water. So I don't think that there's any energy difference. I think that if anything, carnivore energy is better than high carb vegan energy, because as a high carb vegan, you only have energy for an hour after your meal. Like if you are sipping on a smoothie and you pound down 800 calories of sugar, you're going to be wired and you're going to feel amazing for a little bit, for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then it just drops off. So, and then keep in mind, you're going to be full that whole time and you're going to have to pee 3 times. So it's this weird thing. You have energy, but you can't do anything with it because you're going to need to pee every 10 minutes. Christine Salas says, I'd love to see an interview with Meat of the Matter. He's one of the funniest ex-vegans I've seen. Interesting story. Okay. I'm going to write him down. I've never heard of him. Meat of the Matter. All right. I'll try and get a hold of him. Thank you. Jason Pizzino, welcome to the chat, buddy. Happy birthday. Thank you for the wishes. Hope you're doing well. Are you back in Australia yet, or are you still traveling around? Your pictures are pretty phenomenal lately, so if you guys aren't following Jason Pizzino's content, he's been out in Italy just eating amazing foods. Pete Jacobs sounds like he has the exact same gut as you. Yeah. So the way that Pete Jacobs talks is I love his breakdown of what's going on with him. He's very cognizant and aware of exactly what the things are doing to him from a very technical perspective. So I really want this guy on the show because I think he's I think he's really tight with his, in tune with his body and his knowledge of the stuff. So I'm very impressed with it. I only got like 10 minutes into the interview that he had with this human channel, and I immediately reached out to him. So yeah, it's my birthday in Australia. That's right. It's tomorrow in Australia, July 4th. RSD Max is the best. Max is cool. Somebody asked if I was into day game or night game. You know, I think both of them are corny, to be honest with you. I think that hold on. Let me elaborate on this a little bit. Make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat that's pertinent. What do you think about open and closed relationships? I think that relationships should be closed. Period. I've never seen an open relationship that was any kind of successful. Not with my own eyes. Even the ones that are like open and successful, they still admit to having severe jealousy issues amongst each other. Why would you want to deal with that? It's stupid. I think monogamy is natural. T-Tribby says, I think monogamy is natural. Men cannot stand to have too many women in their life. It drains them and drives them crazy. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Porch Turds, happy birthday, brother. Thank you. Yeah, zombie mukbang. People making fun of Sean Baker's testosterone. The dude is jacked as hell, like, and he has kids, and he's in his 50s. Who cares? Like, the results show that he doesn't need more testosterone if that's the case. Bobby says, I say instead of the vegan going carnivore, 0 carb on the experiment, let them do primal with carbs like fruit. I'm totally with that. I don't think we're going to get anybody to do proper 0 carb. I'm not even interested in that. I don't care about those results. No, nobody does 0 carb. Nobody does 0 carb, guys. Let's be freaking real here. That is as extreme as a raw vegan diet, and it's kind of just pointless. I love that Sean Baker is championing that type of diet, and he's demonstrating it for everybody, but I don't think that he'll be on that forever. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the diet. I'm just saying people are not really doing that a lot. I'm scrolling down. T-Tribby says to Pizzino, he seemed a little interested in the idea of meat making him more dominant. I wonder how he feels with that. Yeah, I'm interested how it's affected him. Lester says, as a natural lifter, your test levels can be suppressed after hard workouts. Yeah, I mean, the dude, Sean Baker's out there setting world records and lifting crazy weights. He posted a photo of his world record sheet of 738-pound deadlift, I believe, when he was in his 30s. I mean, that is monstrous. Pizzino says, in that case, I can do the carnivore experiment. I've only been eating meat for about 3 weeks. Yes, but you would be disqualified because we need the blood test from before and the blood test after. So, yeah, Ben Freedom says Frank is 0 carb because he's allergic to milk. All right. So, I've been having this argument with this random person in my freaking comments in my YouTube channel. They're like, some of us need 0 carbs. And it's like, okay, cool, I get that. But it's like 1 in 100 million people on this planet need proper 0 carb. It's so rare that you need to actually be 0 carb. Like Michaela Peterson, Frank Tufano, and we have Sean Baker doing it as an experiment. Like, not everybody needs to be properly 0 carb. However, Pete Jacobs is talking about, Christine, if you're still in here, I would check into Pete Jacobs. I'm actually going to link the interview here, guys, so you guys can check it out. This is the guy that I'm having on my show soon. Ironman athlete. He said that, he's been actually talking about how when he includes any plants to his diet, his psoriasis on his face pops up. He says when he goes proper 0 carb, 100% carnivore, it takes care of his skin. So I find that interesting. Susan says meatheals.com. A lot of people are eating only meat. Okay. I'm down with people eating only meat for medical conditions or whatever, but that's not the majority of people. Jason Pizzino is also a fan of the monogamous closed relationships and potentially seeing open relationships not working. Seems like most people are agreeing with that as well. Ross B says, nobody in their right mind is into polygamy. Your time is too valuable. The idea seems insane. If you meet someone better, why not just date that person? Well, so the open relationships that I've personally witnessed, it's like they feel some sort of spiritual, like they're doing themselves a disservice almost by not sharing their love more. So that's the angle that they're coming at it from. But whenever that relationship ends, I always see the people go into monogamous relationships after that. So once they've experimented with the open relationship, they don't keep doing open relationships. They usually have a one and done open relationship. And that's usually they experiment with the open relationship with one person, kind of works, kind of doesn't. And then once that they break up with that person, they usually go into a closed relationship after that. They don't keep going with the open relationship mindset. Tess says, Drew, would you consider doing an experiment with having two ladies on an opposite diet since women have different things going on? Absolutely. I would definitely be interested in that. That's very interesting to me. I think that if a woman came forth and wanted to do the carnivore, go from veganism to carnivore, 90% carnivore or whatever, I would line her up with another woman. I think that would make the most sense. JG Lee, another $10. I love you. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, man. Nicholas Shackelford. Take it easy with the lingo, buddy. All right? I can't approve that comment. All right, I've got to scroll down. Men like open relationships for them and closed ones for the wife. So I don't know if you guys know who this famous radio talk show guy is. His name's Tom Likas. He talked about, he still has a show, I think, online, but he had a radio talk show here in LA for many years. He was like the original MGTOW guy, basically. And he talks about how he's been divorced 4 times. No kids. In his 50s and 60s or 60s or whatever, rich guy, got whatever women he wanted and whatnot. But even he talked about how if you are going to be in a relationship, it needs to be monogamous, because as soon as you start messing around with other people, it ruins the intimacy between the couple. And I've always kind of taken that to heart and remembered that throughout time. Amanda Falks says, I know women who like the open for them and the closed for the husband. It's not a man or woman thing. Yeah, that would be, there's a term for that. It starts with a C. And let's just say it's not a positive one for men. His show on spring break was frightening. Whose show? Zap Blast. Who are you talking about? Zap Blast says, in my humble opinion, when eating zero carb, you need to exceed your protein requirements so your body can make glucose required. If not enough protein, then consume some carbs. Yeah, I guess I mainly agree with that. Clan Mazard says somebody who's setting world records in lifting can't be natural. Sean Baker destroyed his natural testosterone production with steroids. It's the most logical explanation. Well, when you have guys like Max Tuning, who weighs 165 pounds or whatever, and he's deadlifting like 600 pounds, it's not unreasonable to think that Sean Baker at 6'4" or 6'5", 240 pounds, wouldn't deadlift about 140 pounds more than Max Tuning, right? That's not that out of control. So I believe that he could do that naturally, especially in a drug-tested federation. So I don't know. Tom Likas, that's right. This Tom Likas Spring Break show. What did he do on Spring Break? What am I? I can't remember what he did on Spring Break. I remember Flash Fridays. It's been a long time since he had a show. It's been like 10 years. Tribby says, I eat mostly high animal foods with keto-ish macros and with a little flexibility to follow up my cycle cravings for fruit, dark chocolate, peanuts. Okay, nice. Good advice. Carnival, welcome to the stream. He says Sean Baker's on that TRT. Well, that's yet to be determined, so we don't know that for sure, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I like to believe that he's natural. I think he looks natural. So yeah, Lester says he's in his 50s with a 300-something test level and working out hard suppresses your levels. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I'm with it. Well, let's just say TRT is natural, but putting it inside of you is not natural. Somebody was asking about day game and night game, you know, the whole pickup artistry world, which is a very funny subject to me because, you know, I think it really gets a lot of young guys interested in it. Guys who are not very good with women and who want to meet more women, which is totally understandable. But what the reality is that guys, if you want to just get chicks, you got to do two things. You got to look good and you got to have money, or both. If you look good and you have money, you're going to get chicks. They're going to find you. Trust me, they'll find you. Because guys who have money do fun things. Women like doing fun things. And they will find you. They will be at the places where fun things are happening, and you'll meet them. And they're going to be with that rich guy this week, and guess what? You are friends now, and you follow each other on Instagram, and you've got money, and you do fun things, and you post it on your Instagram. She is all of a sudden, I want to go do that with you. That's the way it works. You start having guys that have money, guy friends that have money too. Jellybean says, real women want personality and fun. Yes. But that is not what pickup artistry teaches. Pickup artistry teaches you how to get laid. So I'm not talking about, having a good personality, being a good person. I'm talking about just instant results. You want instant results, you need to look good and you need to get money. And it's going to pay off 1,000,000 times better than becoming some expert at day game or night game or paying Tyler from RSD $3,000 to do some dumbass boot camp. Save your $3,000. You want to get laid? Save your $3,000. Go get your best friend, your best guy friend, and start going out to the bars every night of the week and spending $100 on drinks for you and chicks that you meet at the bar. And do that for 30 nights in a row. That's $3,000. And you will get more chicks just showing up to the bar 30 nights in a row, spending a little bit of money, than you will paying some $3,000 on some boot camp. There's no such thing as game. You get game and you get confidence from being good with women. you don't get good with women before you have women. Does that make sense? You first get women, then you start to be good with them. It doesn't happen the other way around. It's like saying that that in order to become a good race car driver, you buy a Formula One car or you buy a NASCAR and you start racing it, and then you become a good driver. No. Alyse. She's here. I'm going off right now about pickup artistry and this fake bullshit about getting game and being good with women. And I'm talking some sense into these guys. To be good at something, you need experience. It does not matter what it is. To be good at something, you need experience. You do not get experience from watching YouTube videos on how to walk up to some girl all awkwardly and fucking cringy and saying some dumb line to her. It's not how it works. And all those videos that they show, that is, got to understand that they have film crews. They're fake. Most of them are probably fake, to be honest with you. The videos that they show. Yeah, most of these guys don't even speak to guys or girls on a regular basis. Yeah, if you want to get good at speaking to people, you have to speak to people. You don't learn about it on YouTube and then utilize it for 20 minutes a day once a month. It's not how it works. You have to be like yourself and comfortable and confident in what you're doing. And you only get that through experience. It cracks me up. Like, you see these stupid lines that these guys use, like that Julian guy from RSD. He goes up to chicks and he's like, "You're a dog. You're a dog." Like, where does that work? Where would that work? Every guy that I've ever seen very good with women, they don't do any of that stuff. They just show up and they're just cool. That's the way it works. JG Lee, $5. Drew just saved me $3,000. Yes. Those little boot camps. Okay, look. This is a reoccurring topic. It keeps coming up on my channel. People are asking about this stuff, and it kind of gets me fired up because I've spent my entire 20s partying and being around this environment. You want to talk about an investment? I have spent $100,000 probably partying in the nightclub. And I probably drank $200,000 worth of booze because thank God I had friends that bought a bunch of stuff. And I had hookups and stuff like that. Guys, we used to go out, all right, in the club. And the two main clubs in town, we knew bartenders at the two main ones. So we'd show up and I would spend less than $20 a night and walk out completely wasted. And I was probably drinking $150 worth of alcohol a night at the best club in town. And then there's another bar in town that the chick that we knew that worked there, this bartender, that was a manager there, she would give us free drinks. And we would get drunk there too. So not only did I spend a ton of my own money, I also got free hookups. That's how much we were going out. Jason Bazzino says, it's literally just talking to people in real life, seeing their reactions and learning from what works and what doesn't work. Well, Jason, see, a lot of people are not very intuitive and they don't have the ability to feel what the other person is, how they're reacting. That's why they're in this situation in the first place. It's almost like they're socially autistic. Like they can't pick up on other people's social cues. So they need like this game plan to like go in with and say these things. If she says this, you do this, you know? Ross says, if you're thinking in terms of picking up women at a bar for a one-night stand, you're already made a severe wrong turn. I totally agree with you, but that is what young guys want to do. They want to go to a bar. They want to have fun with their friends. They want to walk out with a chick on their arm. They want to sleep with her. You know, I get that. I totally get that. But they're going at it from these like dudes that, you know, These pickup artists, I don't know, it cracks me up. You're a dog. You're a dog. Like, bro, there's no way. Like, you try that in Orange County or in LA at a club, and the girl is, you say that to a girl around her male friends, dude, you're getting punched in the face. I don't know what that dude, I don't know where that would work. Maybe some like really low quality chicks or something. But that's the other thing too is, okay, I really have to make this point. This is very key. All right, these pickup artists, most of the time in their videos, even when they do show them picking up these chicks, the chicks' faces are blurred out. So you don't even know what they look like. So you got these highly experienced guys going out and picking up like average looking women, I guess. I sorry to say that, but it's a lot easier to get, you know, an average looking girl who doesn't get any attention in the club anyway. She's just excited somebody's talking to her and asking for her phone number, compared to like the cream of the crop chicks in the club. And we all know what those women look like and what those women act like. They're not going to take some dude walking up and calling her a dog and pointing at her face. She's going to slap him in the face, throw a drink at him. Or that girl's going to have guy friends around her that are going to punch that guy in the face. It's completely unrealistic. No, Nicholas, you said you seem to watch a lot of pickup artists for someone who says he doesn't like them. No, I have watched a ton of pickup artist stuff. I've studied them in detail. I do a lot of research on things that I find interesting. I've attempted to use some of their tactics in real life, and you know, these things, and I've seen some of my friends become successful with those tactics. However, because it's like a game plan and not necessarily you being you, then it doesn't work long term. Like, at some point, you just have to be yourself. Otherwise, it's not even enjoyable to be with these women in the first place. So why would you care? Tess says, how hard is it to date nowadays? I've been with my husband for 11 years. It's not any harder than it ever was, I would say. Tribby says, looking healthy is 100% more crucial in dating world than looking beautiful or handsome. Work on your outer indication of health. I totally agree with you. Carnival says, game is real. Yeah, game is real. It does work, but it only works for so long, and it only works in some situations, and you're still better off putting your energy into looking good and to making money. If you want to get laid, that's how you do it. You're wasting your time learning this like game skill. That's not as important as the other two things. Because the experience is going to make you, if you look good and you have money, you're going to get women just off that. And then eventually you're going to get a bunch of experience with them, and you're just going to be naturally cool, calm, and confident anyway. So you're wasting your time learning the skill of game, which is ridiculous. Right. Jason understands it. Exactly. Game is like following a diet and not understanding nutrition. You won't know what mistakes you make or how to fix them. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of this. What's his face? Neil Strauss, Jessica Alba. This is what I'm talking about here. All right. So we've got, this is a clip from the Jimmy Kimmel Show. All right, bye, Israel Letters. I can't read your name. Bye, Drew. It's pretty late here. Happy birthday, brother. Wish you all the health. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
He knows how to do it, and he's here tonight to try to seduce me. Please say hello to Neil Strauss.
I met my guy on a nerdy comedy subreddit. That's cool.
Hello, Neil. Now, did you just do something magical to Jessica when you touched her, or was that?
So
I'm taken now.
You're taken now? Oh.
This guy.
Sure you are.
This guy, Neil Strauss, is the author of the game. He's kind of famous in the pickup artistry movement.
You're right.
And
because guys are always begging.
Just watch.
Pleading and being too available. The best way to get someone is to pretend like you don't want it.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Because everyone likes a challenge, men or women. You want to have to work for it, otherwise it has no value.
I see. So you'd say I think you're absolutely disgusting if you meet somebody.
You know what, man? Sometimes it's better than a generic compliment.
Really? So you are able. I read an article in which you kind of picked. You got Britney Spears' phone number, didn't you?
True.
True.
Yes. So
How did you manage that?
I was doing this interview with her, and it was all those yes, no, I don't care answers that she's kind of known for a little bit. And the gear just flipped in my head. I decided, you know what, the game has worked on everyone I've ever met, whoever they are. So I just started running it on her. And it's not hitting on her. It's showing you're interesting. It's, being playful, teasing, and also just being more interesting than everyone else out there. And so I started telling her about her body language.
More interesting than Kevin Federline? I don't think so.
That would be quite a challenge.
So,
so you read her. What did you say? You read her body
like
language?
her eye movements, her body language, say what it means about her.
so he's like a game expert, right? And I have no doubt that this guy's gotten plenty of chicks or whatever. But you just look at him. He's not like the most attractive guy in the world. And obviously from first glance, you don't know if he has money or not. I'm sure he does have money, which definitely helps. But, this guy, if he showed up to a nightclub in Orange County or LA and tried this crap, it just wouldn't matter. I've seen my good-looking friends get the hottest girl in the room and all her friends' attention over the guys who have the money too. So it really comes down to natural selection. It really does.
One of the pieces.
Wow.
But thanks for playing along.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you think Jessica Alba is really impressed by this
I
guy?
felt like that's just what intelligent people that, I don't know, that talk to me do. They don't care so much about the physical, and they do actually look for more than that. And
No,
so
no,
whether
that's
it's a
what they
guy
tell
or
you.
Watch, he does this little hand thing. It's super cheesy.
Make Nick revenge.
That's
They're all using the obstacle
an interview, but
all over the world.
Mr. Broad strokes.
A lot. Don't recommend it.
Fun than blackjack. If
Self-esteem. That's
the game.
at least.
I thought he told him to hit on Jessica Alba or something like that. He's like, how would you pick up Jessica
A
Alba?
month ago. Now they're playing Warcraft, or whatever the game is, but in the clubs with real people.
Wow, but peacocking, is this showing off? Or?
Yeah, peacocking is like the way.
Anyway. Just reminded me of that clip. You guys think he's gay? I don't know about that. Drinking is definitely overrated, but also really fun. I'm sorry. Another fake INTJ here. Edgy talk doesn't make you one. Jaco Ilka, why are you so upset, buddy? You came in here, you're asking all these hot questions. First of all, be polite. I read your question. I wasn't dodging it. I was in the middle of a clip here, so you're not going to be rewarded now, as if you were an animal. You did something bad. I'm not going to reward you. I'm sorry. So I'm not going to read your question. Okay? Just gonna have to deal with that. It was a decent question, but then you had to be rude. Peacocking equals flexing. I do agree. Let's get Alyse in here. She wanted to hang out. Going to send her a little thing, a little invite. High maintenance club hosts suck in bed. Average women are far better. You might be onto something with that, Carnival. Actually, I'd say you're definitely onto something with that. But, I think I'll leave it at that. There's also a guilt that comes in after a club hoe experience. Jocko, relax, buddy. Relax, buddy. What'd you miss, Nicholas? Just some dumb shit. No worries, no worries. Yeah, so I think that's all we need to talk about pickup artistry, you know. Do you guys have any more to add on that? What's your definition of a game then, Carnival? I'm interested. I guess when I think of the definition of game, it's like having a set of rules and understanding, higher level knowledge of the interactions between men and women, how to get them a little bit more interested via your body language and words. So you kind of know, like, when they say this, you do this. It's kind of like a game plan, really. Well, there is a type of game, a person that's called a natural, is what the game people call it. And there are people who have natural game. They're naturally confident with women. But really what I think that means is this person's been good looking their whole life. Probably tall, probably good looking, whatever. And they never really had to think about it too much. Women just always liked them. And so for a lot of guys, like, the natural is really what they wish that they were. And so they try and learn from these guys. But when you look at who is attracted to learning game, it's guys who are trying to bat way out of their league. You've got foreign guys that are so unable to connect and talk to like an American woman, like some sexy, hot American woman in the club who's like a 9 or a 10. These guys think that with game, they can walk up to these chicks and they can get them. And that is the false advertisement of the game, which is what I have an issue with. Because if you have some foreign guy with some untucked shirt that looks like he got his shirt from freaking Ross for Less or TJ Maxx and some basic jeans and he's got no money, he's not going to get this chick. We got Alyse. Let's see here. Pulling you in. Izzy Davis. You're Izzy Davis today.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Doing well.
Are you enjoying the stream so far?
I haven't tuned into all of it, just the recent part.
Jason Pizzino says it sounds like his outfit. She's so pretty. I know she is. What are you doing?
Drew, what was your game with me? What were your tactics?
My game with you, how I got you?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the slowest, most natural game that it's called the slow roast.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I put you in the oven and I just baked you at like 225 degrees.
Give me some more details.
I just had to keep opening the oven and checking when it was ready, you know, when the time to strike was.
What was the strike?
The strike was when I planned the most magnificent date for you and I in Kona, because I had taken my experience from all the times that I'd been there and I was like, this would be the perfect date. And then you got to enjoy that perfect day.
Interesting. I did not know that was intentional.
Yeah, absolutely. All 100% planned.
Wow, I can't believe I'm learning this for the first time with everyone else tuning in.
Right. Well, you asked me, so I have to keep it real on my channel. It's a transparent channel.
Did you feel like that first strike was successful?
Absolutely. It was a devastating blow.
You knew for sure.
I knew that yes, I knew that it was a solid stamp. You know? I didn't know what was going to happen after that, but I knew I had done good that day. And then I sent you on your way. You had to go back to the mainland.
Interesting.
But really, I mean, if people are really honestly asking, I mean, the way that we knew each other was through hanging out in groups, the same social circles of friends. So that's a very low intensity environment. It's a very comfortable environment. That's the best way to get to know women or men, I think. Like if you're interested in somebody, then find somebody you know who's friends with them and do some group activity with them. That is the best way. It's so it's so like honest. I don't know, what do you call it? It's not intense. It's a comfortable, easy environment.
It's comfortable and it's very real.
Yeah. And we worked together a few times on your retreats. So you kind of got to see like how I operate. This wasn't intentional on my part. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering, or I'm breaking down what you saw. So we worked together on a few different retreats. You saw that like I could be around you and other women probably and not be like weird, which is good to know about people, about guys. You stick a guy in a group of, 20 young girls, 20 to 25 years old. You don't know how they're going to act. I mean, they could act real weird, So that's a bit of like proving yourself not to be a weirdo. So, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to like get myself in the middle of this. I want to be exactly in the middle.
Okay, so you have to be right in the middle because my thing cuts off
right.
both sides.
That's what
There's
I'm trying
no
to
way
navigate.
around it. Let's see. Lester says Drew can't divulge all his secrets. Yeah, man. At least you're trying to get me to.
I
Well,
want all of the secrets.
She
I want
wants
to know
secrets.
the whole thing. I have no tactics. I don't know how to navigate those waters. I just act as I normally would.
You do act pretty consistent, whether you're in front of somebody who likes you, somebody who hates you, somebody who's doesn't know you, and somebody who really likes you. You have like no filter for that, which is good and sometimes not so good.
Yeah.
But someone says, "What are your religions?" I'd say that we're both religionless.
Yeah. Pretty religionless.
Jason Pizzino, strike one, solid. You're right. It was very solid. I only had one day to go. I took her to the beach. She had to go fly out on the opposite side of the island, out of the airport. And we went to a beach that I knew about that was a special black sand beach. She had never been there, even though she had lived in Hawaii for a couple of years. Took her there, so she got to see a new place. And then we went to another beach, which is both of our favorite beaches, Kua Bay and Kona. And then we went to like this little shopping center area place for a little break, for some refreshments,
It was like an ultimate day of relaxation.
Yeah, exactly. Just like cruising, good music, good weather, just absolutely perfect. Oh, we had lunch actually. We started out with good lunch at that vegan place. That was like to kick the day off. Super good food. Yeah. Get girls to eat food, guys, if you're like trying to go on dates. Get good food and just have stuff to do. I don't know. You gotta have a little date plan though. Unless you're really good on your feet. Carson Flowers, thank you for the 99 centavos. He says y'all are a cute couple. Oh. Are you planning to drink at all tomorrow, Alyse? Whoa. Jeez. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you planning to drink tomorrow?
Of course.
Okay. Sounds good. Will you guys like to see some drunk photos of me and Alyse tomorrow from the 4th of July barbecue?
Your people get to see this, but mine don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be private only to my audience.
Nicholas says, Alyse with that vegan music.
How much taller is your bird than you?
What?
How much taller is Alyse than me? I'm exactly 1 foot taller than Alyse. That's plenty. I'm like an NBA basketball player compared to Alyse. Yeah. I'm 5'10", you're 4'10".
Yeah.
Okay, they want the pictures. All right.
Wow. All right. I'll get my shit together. So we are going to LA.
Yes. JG Lee says Drew is right about food. You win them through the stomach. Girls like eating.
No, I disagree.
Well, Alyse is like the one person that kind of hates eating, but she kind of hates eating. But either way, I mean,
it's a love-hate relationship.
You like things that are bad for you, like cookies and stuff.
Yeah, to an extent, but I'm definitely like more of a savory person than a sweet person.
My Life in the Sunshine says, I hate eating in front of new people. Yes, I used to have that same problem. I used to not be able to eat at all in front of girls, especially. I could not go to dinner or lunch with girls. Where does that
come from? Like, why would that be?
You know, so I had this girlfriend in high school, and I was like ultra confident in high school. I thought I was the coolest person in the world, guys. I really did. I was like the man. Totally not the case, but that's how I felt. So I had like the opposite of the confidence issue. Then I got this cute, popular girl in high school when I was a senior, and I wasn't even friends with the cool kids really that much, but I got like this girl, and then we dated for a while, and when I broke up with her, that's when all the shitty symptoms started. I like had this terrible guilt or something. I don't know what happened, but it created this weird thing in me that I started getting very nervous around new women. Very uncomfortable and nervous and barfy. It was real shitty. But thank God I recovered from it in like my mid-20s.
Do you feel uncomfortable eating around people now? No.
It's completely gone now. It probably stopped like very early 20s, 22 maybe, 21. I mean, I've still had situations where I've had like anxiety, panic attacks, but it's not triggered by women anymore at all. It's more about small environments, like limousines weird me out.
Before you said limousine, I was about to ask if this house gives you that feeling.
No. Tess says, as a couple, do you talk a lot about past relationships and experiences? Well, kind of, but also not really. I mean, I knew your ex-boyfriend. So to me, that's like a new experience for me. I've never dated somebody or gone out with somebody that I knew their previous partner. It's just really not the type of guy that I am. However, we weren't really great friends. I don't keep in contact with him at all. It wasn't very much like of that kind of situation. So,
but you feel like there's not much to talk about there because you already like knew what the situation was.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. Like I knew your previous couple years. Like we knew each other for 2 years before even getting together. So, it wasn't like when was your last boyfriend question. It was like we knew each other. So it was like we didn't really need to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just how it was for us in particular, I guess.
I feel like I've inquired a bit.
You've inquired a bit. Yeah, you've inquired a bit. My past is like kind of ghosty. It's kind of mysterious because, Alyse is the one that took the chance on me, guys, because, I didn't have any recent girlfriend employment experience the last like 3 or 4 years. So it was like question mark, like, what is this guy going to do? So, she's a risk taker, apparently.
It very much was a question mark. But at the same time, like, I know who you are as a person, but there was a question mark on, like, how you'll show up in a relationship.
Mm. Well, Sensei Tive says, I think Alyse can do better. So
I actually feel like we're extremely compatible.
very compatible. We compete. We are compatible on the personality chart. We're compatible in the way that we communicate, I think. Mr. Jellybean says she's too pretty for you. I'm sorry. Well, that is the best compliment that you could give me. Thank you so much, Mr. Jellybean. I really appreciate that. I always want to be the ugly one in the relationship, guys. Come on. Let's see. Jason Pizzino did not know we were together. Well, now you're welcome to the information here.
I guess we're keeping it on the DL.
We're keeping it kind of a DL. Alyse's fans and her audience is very intense. And, we kind of weighed it out. Like, does it add a whole lot to the channel to share this stuff in detail, or does it not? And she's already kind of gone that route in the past with guys that she's been with. And people surrounding relationships have a very hard time being at all respectful.
Like you just try to like understand what the relationship is like, but you can't. So you draw all these assumptions and then like project that on the people in the relationship. And that's literally not healthy for anyone.
Yeah, it's either way, it's not getting you very much. Like it's fun to share it because we're both excited about it and we enjoy doing things and maybe sharing. Like we could still do that though. We did a vlog a couple weeks ago where we showed our day and I was filming obviously a lot, but we don't need to be in it like doing this clickbait, like couples stuff, like to me that honestly puts so much additional outside pressure on a new-ish relationship. It's just like, why, it doesn't give you very much. It doesn't add anything to you. It doesn't add anything to me by sharing a lot of that stuff in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Girls in the modern world think 80% of guys are below average. That is true. Yeah, we did a live stream together on her channel last week. On Sunday, actually. It's got a beautiful backdrop. I recommend you guys all to go check that out. And we put a lot of work into the stream. We like went on location, did this mobile stream setup, got all the cameras out, did everything. And then people were just like trashing Drew, no offense, but we don't want to see you on the stream. Less Drew. And it's like, she did a poll the week before on her channel. What do you think I'm going to talk about next on my next video? And 85% of people voted that we're losing you.
Disable the comments. I was thinking like, wait a second. You guys wanted this. And I just realized I'm not even using my webcam.
Yeah, so people were saying that they like wanted me on there or thought she was going to talk about it. And then after that, it was like, no Drew. He's so controlling. He's so narcissistic. He's so manipulative. Like, for instance, Alyse was trying to interact with the camera so that she could be face up, looking at the camera, talking to her audience. And she gave me her phone and she said, hey, read the questions. Oh my goodness, look at the quality. She said, we can't hear you right now though. Alyse handed me her phone and gave me the instructions to read the comments and read the questions. And as I was reading them, people were saying that I was controlling what she was talking about. Like, she literally asked me to do that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right. What else can we talk about?
We can talk about I don't know. You're the one coming up with those type of good questions. I've just been feeding off of the chat this whole time. We've just been. They'll, Tess, I think that her followers, her subscribers, her fans, or whatnot will just sort of have to. We're gonna have to break them in slowly,
I have a strategy.
What's the strategy? Let's hear it.
I'm not gonna share it here. It's very confidential.
Okay.
It's very magnificent, and everyone will reap the benefits of it, but I can't share.
Jason, Alyse's camera is so good because it's the best webcam that you can buy. It's called the Logitech Brio. I would recommend getting one. It's very good. So she's got it plugged in now. Jason, stop flirting. You have a girl. You guys are redonk. Let's see here. Somebody wanted us to talk diet.
I am currently practicing the health confident diet.
You're health confident now.
Yeah.
Wow.
After
Okay.
many months and years of fighting it, I've decided to embrace it.
So everybody talking in the comments saying Alyse is a hypochondriac. Alyse does practice extreme diet. She doesn't do balance. Now you're the queen of balance. You're eating a little bit of everything. You're enjoying your life.
I'm enjoying my life for sure. Yeah, I'm eating maybe not a little bit of everything. I would say I'm like definitely more in the keto carnivore realm, but I dabble. I'll eat some blueberries and yogurt and cookies and chocolate. Lots of chocolate for sure.
How's the weight?
The weight is steady. I think I was 94 point something this morning, which is normal.
Normal. What did you think about that meal we ate the other day? I told everybody about it. The little fried steak situation with the eggs.
It was very flavorful, but like I would prefer just a regular steak.
Yeah, so Alyse likes eating even more like plain than me. She eats her meat more raw, and I would say you like less flavor too.
Yeah, I could do with like no spices, just salt.
Right. And I personally like salt, a lot of salt, and I like more spices. Like I enjoy I enjoy Lowry seasoning, for instance, on my steaks. That's the way that I cook my steaks. I love it.
It's hard to like go from your extreme flavor palette food back to my simplicity.
Yeah, I find that I just don't find it very interesting. It's hard for me to eat like a whole pound of meat. You know, me and Alyse actually, surprisingly, we kind of eat the same amount of food when we're eating together. I eat maybe a little bit more, but all right, Steph, you plant-based. See you later. Have a good night. Yeah, Alyse, more raw. What's that?
It's sunny here today.
In San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's sunny here too.
That's standard.
Alyse is upset because she moved to San Diego and it's not perfect weather every single day, guys. How do you feel about your latest modifications, body modifications?
When you say it like that, it sounds so intense when it's very small.
Right. Like it's funny. This is just another comparison with your audience. Like you got your finger tattoos. And I'm sure your audience was like, yeah, she's expressing herself. She loves her finger tattoos, even though that like finger tattoos are kind of extreme.
I feel like everyone is on board with the nails painted as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just shut up there. Boob job? Nose job? No, she got her toes and fingernails painted, and it was a big deal. And she cut her hair a little bit, too.
A couple inches. It's tragic.
People were freaking out. How far of a drive is it between you guys? It's an hour flat with no traffic, which there's always traffic, so.
Oh, yeah. Last time I was heading back, when I was on the phone with you, I was like, yeah, I'm cruising right now. Literally, the minute I got off the phone with you, I hit complete standstill traffic. I was going like 4 miles an hour.
How long did it take you to get home?
I don't know, maybe like 55 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. That's really good. Mr. Jellybean says, men don't love to look good, sadly. What do you mean? I feel like some guys like to look good. I feel like if you understand the power of appearance, then you you go for it. You exploit it a little bit more.
Wow, we just got called a cute hair couple. I'm
Yeah.
into that.
I'm into that too. Let's give the full. That deserves a full side profile.
I was dying when you were talking about your damn like head theory.
The flathead versus protruder.
Yeah, I was feeling my head. I'm not sure what I am.
I'm happy to say that my brother's new daughter is also a protruder already.
So are you anti non-protruders?
It's a known Drew fact that flatheads are, unfortunately, they got a little less mental horsepower. I mean, they could be nice people, they could be hard workers, they're just more simple, you know?
But you said protruders are more interested in research and science and blah blah blah.
They just have more mental ability. They have more mental horsepower.
Wow. I feel nervous about my head shape.
I don't know. We'll have to check it out next time. I don't think you're a flathead. But protruders, yeah. Wild Style's asking what a protruder is. A protruder is like that egg-shaped head on the back. You've got like a little extra room for more brain, and it makes you smarter. Flathead, your neck goes straight into the back of your head, like one wall. You know, you're like neck to wall.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any science to back up this head? No, this is cutting edge. I made this up just now. So that's horseshit. No, this is the most high-tech science you guys could ever imagine. This channel is about creating new science. So,
Drew, have you ever tracked your dreams before?
No.
Do you have interest?
Why should I have interest?
Because it can be very telling of your subconscious state of being.
Okay. Why? Okay, interesting.
You can
So,
learn more about yourself, which I know you're very into.
well, I feel like I already know everything about myself.
What? That sounds like a little bit less than growth focused to me.
Well, no, I'm an expert on myself.
So the growth is done.
Yeah, I'm maxed out. That's it. There's nowhere to go from here. I'm at the top.
Wow.
I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I'm the smartest I've ever been. So, Drew, it's true. Also, some parents only place babies on their backs, their backs to sleep, and it can actually change the shape of the head and make it flat. Oh my god. Clown Mazard and narcissistic. Yes, true. Alyse should be proud of herself for landing Drew. Oh, that's cute. Are you two in a long distance relationship? No, not long distance. She only lives an hour away from me. That's it's good. All right, later, Lester. Hey, thank you for showing up, buddy, and for your kind donations. Appreciate that. I love how Alyse phrased that rather than saying conceited. She doesn't think that. She knows what's up. She knows I'm playing around. Drew doesn't know it, but he'll get smarter. Drew is a narcissist, so of course he knows all about himself. Exactly. Oh, Tess, the new whip. Tess.
So much more fun with how playful you are on your channel.
Wait, what?
Like you saying literally straight up you're narcissistic.
Yeah, no, that's totally cool here.
It's just more free flowing over here.
Yeah, we're just hanging. What up, Carnival? Tess asked about the new whip. Tess, what I can say is I was instrumental in the purchase of a 2006 Porsche Boxster S. I will send you pictures and maybe some video later via Instagram. It's not mine, but I was instrumental in the purchase. That's all I can say.
I was talking to Rachel last night, and she was telling me that she pictures me in a little white Boxster with mint interior.
That's very specific. I don't know if they make that, but I'm sure you could email Porsche and have them create. Yeah, how are you going to navigate that? Let's say you get a new car and it has leather in it. Do you think that's going to be a big deal? I mean, you're eating meat now, so it's less of a big deal, right?
I feel like it's its own thing. Like, just because I'm eating meat, that shouldn't be just like a free-for-all, you know?
Right.
I mean, it could be for some people, but I feel like I'm not just like going out and buying like all of these leather things and all these like non-vegan hair care, skincare, whatever products. But it just depends on the item, I suppose. Like,
Alley Cat, you got a box?
But like, do I really need a car with leather seats? Probably not.
Well, sometimes you can't avoid it. Like a high-end car doesn't really necessarily come with cloth seats. Like you can't get a Boxster that doesn't have leather. You know?
Wow. That would be so sweet, though, to have a car with velvet seats.
Velvet seats? Well, it's still leather. It's still, yeah, every material that they use is animal, so I don't know.
Not velvet.
Mr. Jellybean says, can I join the call? I have things to say. Lots of things. I want to share my story.
Wow.
Do you want your get Alcantara seats? Yeah, it's still suede, though. It's still an animal.
No, velvet is not suede.
Not velvet, but Alcantara.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Which is like it's like that smooth Swedish leather that just feels so good. They put it on the steering wheel sometimes. Ooh. What year is your Boxster, Allie? T. Tribby says that's why you should do carnivore ranch retreats. Put your business into alignment with what you currently believe. I believe your fans are intense. Shake off the vegan wolves. Ooh.
I'm trying to shake it off. I am trying every damn day.
Yes, your other car is a Prius. That's the gem combo. You get a Prius and you have your sports car. That's like the best combo. You're doing it right, Allie.
And a VW bus.
And a truck. And things like that. Oh my God. I was driving my dad's truck today because he wanted to take the car to the radio shop. And I was following him in his F-350 turbo diesel. And that thing is insanely fast. Like I was getting on the freeway. It's like dangerously fast. And a Hummer with a roll cage. Yes. I like that.
I need some eggs and bacon.
Have you eaten today?
Yes. I've had coffee and yogurt.
Alcantara is suede. It's not vegan friendly. You've had coffee and yogurt?
Mm-hmm.
So since adopting the health confident lifestyle, what have you noticed in terms of your overall health?
I feel more relaxed.
Okay.
And
are you less nervous about what you're going to eat? Like, you can eat anywhere you go?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I feel completely relaxed, flexible with where I'm eating. I would say I haven't fully been intermittent fasting, and I feel like being health confident without intermittent fasting is like just not as good as when I am fasting. Yeah.
Okay. So intermittent fasting plus health confidence, aka eating a very flexible diet and not being too worried about it. Like you're still focused on as many carnivore meals as you can,
right?
But you're not going to freak out about it if you don't.
Right.
You're still focused on protein over like carbs, but you're not going to freak out about it if like the only thing available is, hors d'oeuvres or French fries or something at somebody's party.
I would not complain about that.
Right. Like if you're forced into being more, flexible, you're not going to lose your mind. She said eggs and bacon. You're damn right. She said eggs and bacon. This girl loves bacon.
I do.
Pizzino says that's one of his favorite things. Restrictions are gone with eating out. Okay. I have to talk about this because. All right. So with vegans, one of the things that they love criticizing ex-vegans for is they say, you just wanted the convenience and the taste of animal foods. And so this is something that we can't really say that they're wrong about, because yes, it is nice for things to be convenient, and it is nice to eat these tasty foods that aren't necessarily the healthiest food. But yeah, like how there's no real response to that. Like,
It's
yes,
not
that's true.
about the taste. It's literally about like the sensation in the body of like knowing that that is a proper food that's like basically adding value to your life.
Yeah, I mean, so yesterday I went to the burger bar and I had grass-fed beef burger with a bunch of French fries. Not necessarily the healthiest meal, but because the food I ate had good nutrition inside of it, I still felt good when I walked out the door. Like, I walked out the door feeling like, oh, like this food just gave me satisfaction. Felt good. My brain felt coated with, I don't know, lubricant or something.
Right, but it's like nutritional satisfaction versus just flavor satisfaction, which a lot of people think that it is. It's like, oh, you just want to taste that again, like you're so selfish. And it's like, no, there's literally this fucking feeling in the body of like, this is benefiting me on a cellular level.
Yes. And even if it's kind of dirty food sometimes. That's my point, though. It's like the cellular benefit goodness can still be had with kind of trashier food, because that's how damn good meat is and how nutritious animal foods are. They literally just make you feel good. And you really only can appreciate that once you've gone vegan, I think, for a long time, because you're missing that on most of your meals.
Contrast.
Yeah, you have the contrast. Exactly. Yeah, the restrictive mindset, exactly. Pizzino said, like, it's not necessarily just like the convenience. It's also the ability to know that wherever you are, wherever you're traveling, if there's one restaurant available and they serve one dish, you're going to be able to eat that. Like, that is a huge mental uplift for yourself to know that you just you don't have that restriction anymore. And you're still going to probably be better off than you were if you were vegan anyway. Why are people so curious about these nipple piercings? There's no nipple piercings, guys. Relax.
People think I have nipple piercings.
Somebody asked that in your last chat. I think it may have been Tribby.
Huh. No.
If any plant could make me feel like raw eggs and milk, I would go vegan. Raw eggs and milk, or sorry, I haven't had raw eggs, but raw milk and eggs do make me feel very good.
Would you try raw eggs?
Yeah. Wow. I would. I think I'm gonna get some liver out tonight. I've got it frozen. I'm gonna unpack a little liver.
Damn. You have some?
Yeah. I told you I wanted to pop it down with some milk, like throw some liver down with some milk shots.
Have you had it frozen for a while?
Yeah. It's probably a few months old. I've only de-thawed it once. I think it'll be okay. Anybody know? Will I die if I eat this liver? I mean, people leave the liver in the fridge in a jar for like 2 months, so I'm thinking I'll be all right.
Ew.
Raw liver with water. I think with milk, it's like the perfect mixture. Mixed liver with ground meat. You'll be fine. All right, cool. I'll let you guys know. If I'm not here on Saturday or Sunday for the next stream, you'll know what happened.
I want to make meatballs with liver included.
Meatballs with liver? That does sound good. I am going spherage. This is very. Would you eat cow vagina raw? You should try it. Yes, I would. This guy. He's a friendly troll. I have some in my freezer too, been afraid to try it because I hated liver as a kid. Yeah, it's not good. But I think if you're squeamish on it, you cut it into very small pieces, you take like small bites and you pop and you swig it down with some milk or some water. I think that will make it very edible.
Yeah, it's just like a not enjoyable process. But if the results are there and like you feel way better, then It's worth it. It's justified.
Let's see. It's not so tasty as vegans want to believe. Yeah. Redheaded princess. Alyse, you're looking very beautiful.
Wow. Thank you.
Wild style. Why raw liver? Because it's allegedly, supposedly, the most nutritious thing that we can eat. So I want to try it out. I want to see if there's a big difference.
We should go to a restaurant that we went to a few months ago in Costa Mesa.
Which
Tomorrow.
restaurant? Corona del Mar?
Yes.
The place we went to where you stayed at that Airbnb?
Yeah, and we got those scallops.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm down with that.
That would like fit into our flow, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we can get the scallops, we can get the Yeah, we can do that. I wouldn't name the restaurant, but I know there's probably some freaks out there that would show up. Not you guys. You guys are cool. But there's all kinds of little watchers that post. Wild Style says, I want to try raw liver too, but hate the taste of blood. Yeah, I'm not that into it. My buddy caught this yellowtail the other day, and I didn't even know this, but there's this bloodline in the fish. And it's like this strip of red, where the blood transfers from like the brain to the back. And he cut out most of it. But my friends were like, oh, you want to avoid that piece right there. It's got the bloodline in it. And I was like, bloodline? Let me eat this thing. I want to try this. I'm a freaking carnivore. I want to try this out. And I definitely noticed that that piece wasn't as good. And then last night I made a steak, and there was a bloodline through the steak, and it had the same sort of like nasty bloody flavor. And I wasn't into it. I actually put it to the side.
I've never seen a bloodline through a steak.
Yeah, it's a vein.
Like
they call it a bloodline in a fish.
It's very obvious.
Very obvious, yeah. It's a totally different color. It's like, how like shrimp have like the poop line around the side? It's like that. It's just a distinct area where it's red, dark red. They said it's called a vein, Drew. Well, listen, I'm no fishing expert, all right?
Bloodline sounds fancy.
If you don't like the taste of blood, then your taste buds are man-made. I don't doubt that. Sounds like the butcher's fault. Yeah, you can remove the bloodline. Well, my buddy tried to remove the whole thing, and there was still a bit in there. But it was fantastic fish. We had yellowtail tuna. We did these huge tacos with it, just as much meat as we could throw on there. It was very good. Who else has got their birthday?
I feel
Need
like
a little raw milk with your raw blood?
is less popping when I'm here.
The chat is less popping?
Yeah.
Let's see. I would eat the birth line of a cow raw. I'll do it for you.
Wow.
I actually, JG, it's a pleasure to see Alyse Parker. Animal food does her good. Also, a shout out to Honest AF. JG, you trying to get that Honest AF or what? That's how you do it, baby, with the money. Good call. Honest AF, where are you? Take this man on a date. He deserves it. I've seen him shout you out many times. Let's see. Oh, your son turned 8 this week? Great. I don't think I have a repulsion to blood. I just don't think it's necessarily the tastiest thing. Like, I can handle it. It's just not like I'm not trying to go after it. What?
Your response. I feel like we have a crazy lag right now.
Yeah, you're a bit like pixelated.
Yeah.
You need to try thymus, Drew. Yeah. Pretty much anything you can't stomach, just mix it with raw milk since it's the most delicious thing ever anyways. Yes. Freaking love raw milk. Did I ever get a hold of Vegetable Police? I did. He told me that he's focusing on not dying. And he'll let me know when he wants to come on the stream. So I've got to kind of go with his thing. No, none of that, Jellybean.
I feel like it would be funny to talk to vegetable police about all of the things that both of us have tried.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he doesn't want to come on the show. It would be like such a good conversation. Like, oh yeah, I did that. This is how the juice fast worked. Like, we've done a lot of the same stuff.
Is he
Vegetable
still
police. Is it? He's in the medical medium now? Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. The medical medium. Oh no, no, no. I'm gonna have Megan Elizabeth back on the channel very soon, guys, and we're gonna cover a lot of medical medium stuff. So stay tuned.
is he still making videos?
Medical medium or vegetable police?
Oh, vegetable police.
Yeah, he makes videos every day, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like it makes sense for him not to want to like pop on people's live streams and such if he's not like present, but if he's showing up, then clearly he's not dying.
Right. But I think who knows? The guy is just very secretive and whatever. He posted a link to the medical medium liver repair book. Well, if it works for him, then great. But like I've said multiple times before, we have some kind of insider info on the whole medical medium thing, and I'm going to wait for Megan Elizabeth to come on my show to share about it. Vegetable police is gorgeous.
Is he coming on this month?
I forgot when she said she wanted to do it. Late July, I think?
Hmm.
He's clearly not dying. Alyse Parker says so.
So it's true.
He's going to the bathroom every hour with blood. Still? That's pretty bad. That's not good.
All right.
I'd be genuinely scared if that was me. He has the mesh thing. Yeah, I don't know anything about the mesh and the hernia and all that stuff. I don't know anything about that. I've only heard about this medical medium shit from VP. What is it? Go look him up. Some guy like Anthony something. Sir Price, the mesh is something that vegetable police had installed, I believe, because he had a hernia.
When did you start streaming today?
2 hours and 43 minutes ago.
Wow.
At 11:20.
Well, I'm gonna go make some bacon.
Okay, sounds good. I'm very hungry too. I'm gonna peace out of here in a couple minutes.
Thanks for letting me pop on.
Oh yeah, glad to have you. Thanks for coming on the channel. We'll talk later, like in 2 minutes.
All right, farewell, everybody.
All right. Say goodbye to Alyse, guys. Oh, farewell. Medical medium is a celery juice advocate. Yes, there's nothing wrong with celery juice, but I don't like how he claims to know things he doesn't know about. We have a lot more on that, trust me. A lot more on that. Tess with the Canadian $20.99. I'm heading off. Nice to see you too. Have a great birthday tomorrow, Drew. Thanks, Tess. We're definitely going to have a good day. We're going to LA for some illegal fireworks. We're going to go to this awesome restaurant in Corona del Mar, which has bomb scallops. And, I'll do like a little mini community tab post tomorrow, maybe, showing you guys some stuff. And yeah, just thanks for all the support lately. It's been amazing. Appreciate all you guys. Hey, Zapuppy. Rob, thanks for the birthday wishes. But thanks again, Tess. Have a good day. I'll light some fireworks for your birthday. Hell yeah. Hey, later, Jason. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yes, happy Independence Day. 4th of July, baby. I find you like to do minorly illegal things, Drew. At least I call them that. Yeah, I do. I like minorly illegal things. You could say that. Yep, have some drinks, light some fireworks, start the party tonight. I was thinking about doing like a beer chugging stream today and just doubling the donations for each beer. What do you think about that? $10 for the first beer chug. Then we go to 20, 40. That would be pretty entertaining. But I realized I didn't eat breakfast, so I'd be dead by now, I'm sure. People would just be letting me drown. That's when you know I've hit the wall. Like Frank Tufano comes out with the gyno surgery video today, and then Drew Morgan gets wasted on stream. I can't have the day of death of the carnivore people just hitting the toilet. Do it. You like the idea? Thanks, Tofu86. I also like to break the law minorly. You damn right, Alley Cat. Well, give me some more info on the Boxster. I think Shakotan is a vegan, by the way. I don't know. I'm not really worried about him. By Honest AF. CMC used to do vodka mukbangs? Really? I didn't know that. How did that go? Yeah, Ali, we're getting some sound system installed in the Boxster today. So I'm thinking I'll be cruising around in that in a little bit. No, I don't want to buy it. My dad just got one, actually. It's a Boxster S. Sweet. 2006. Been playing around with that car a lot, actually, this week. Oh, it was a shit show? The mukbang would turn nasty, or what? CMC did some of the craziest streams. Him and his ex have been so messed up on stream. Was a good time. That's pretty funny. I would do that. I'm not scared to get drunk on stream. What's going to happen? Big deal. Will I be ordering from Frankie's Free Range Meats? It's looking like I may get into a little bit of an affiliate situation with Garland Farms, as a matter of fact. So I'll be supporting Garland Farms. You know, Frankie had to big league me yesterday in his stream. I tried to shout him out a bunch of times. A bunch of his viewers were telling him to get me on stream or just even acknowledge me, and he wasn't doing it. So I don't know what his deal is with that. But I don't take it too personally. It's an older one with 30,000 miles. Really? How old are we talking here? I need some details. Where are you at? I might be in the market for one soon. I want the older version of it. Yeah, Garland Farms is in Texas, but he ships out 20 pounds of like the highest quality ground beef that you can buy. Because he does like special farming practices with his cows where he has them do like he got the topsoil all dialed in, so it's really healthy grass that the cows are eating from. Okay, so you're up in Oregon. All right, cool. Well, Alley Cat, if you are actually selling it, then message me on my Instagram at Drew Morg, and we could see what's going on. They somehow deprive rats of taste and they all died. Interesting. I don't know if Garland's shipping all over the U.S. I'll have to ask about that, actually. That's a good question. I think he is, though. Yeah, I've heard that Frank is kind of lashing out against the other meat-based things. I think he feels a lot of competition from everybody. I don't know why. I mean, he's going to be very successful with his meat brand if he keeps at it and he gets he gets that business up and running. All he's got to do is just keep going, man. He grew his channel to like 50,000 in under a year. He should be very grateful for the success that he has right now. 50,000 is a massive amount of people to be launching something like that. I mean, he could make a very good living doing what he's doing. I don't think he needs surgery either. That the gyno is completely uncalled for in him. dripping infection into his bloodstream, and he expects Tide to fix him. VP has rotten teeth, like that he needs to get removed. That's not good. Ouch. He's got the universal Canadian healthcare and he doesn't use it. That's not good. He's got to get the dental taken care of, for sure. Yeah, he does have a bit of yellowing, doesn't he? He talks about it even. God, my teeth. Teeth should be cherished by each individual. They're like a blessing. It's like hair. Well, it might not be that great, but I mean, shit. If you got rotten teeth, you're gonna run into a lot more problems. If he wants better healthcare or whatever, his own dentist, he should go into the US and get it done. My birthday is tomorrow, July 4th. I'm a July 4th baby. So today's the birthday stream. Tomorrow, we're partying. We're doing American stuff. And yeah. Drew, the funny thing is we bought our Porsche from a dealer in Newport Beach and had it shipped to Oregon a few years ago. Wow. Yeah. The dealerships here are phenomenal. Thanks, Jen. Happy birthday to Drew. You're the oldest. Are you sure? When am I getting my interview with you? Come on. Shakotan, are you a vegan or what, man? Why do you come around here and play? Thank you all for the birthday loves. I kind of share my birthday with America. Gotta love it. God bless your veganist, Shakotan FC. HB Fountain Valley, yeah. Nice. I was just in Fountain Valley 2 days ago. That's where I had the fish cookout with the tacos, the fish tacos. You don't have to be vegan to have a dump every day, bro. Most vegans are having 2 to 3. And yeah, you need to have it because you will explode if you don't, because you got so much fiber in there. Eat a 0 fiber diet, you'll feel real good. All right, I think I'm going to end on that. The fiberless diet. All right, everybody, I hope you had a fun little stream with me today. Thank you all for showing up. The birthday love, all the donations, been amazing. Just awesome little hangout. I've been wanting to do one of these full-length live solo streams for a while, so I do appreciate you all for showing up. And we're going to have a stream on Saturday, of course, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly who I'm going to pull in for that one. We've got a few other sponsors rolling that, like I said, we're going to be trying to get them posted here and here along the sides. Be putting name brands up on there for sponsor deals and affiliate deals. And yes, I do plan on having Jacko on. He was supposed to be here last Saturday. We're having to reconfigure the time, so maybe he'll be the one on Saturday. Thank you for reminding me. And I will enjoy the birthday and all the rest of it. So, hey, you didn't miss anything. We're just hanging out. We had a lot of fun topics today. And appreciate it, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. I see that donation. Thank you, Alley Cat.
Silky Bee.